Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. Tonight, we are doing a very special one-shot session as kind of either a belated or early birthday present for one of our regular fixtures, Brent. It is, I think, Brent, is this arguably your favorite game?
Definitely up there, if not the favorite.
Yeah, so we tonight are playing Shadowrun 5th edition. So if you are a big Shadowrun fan or expert, you may find that we are going to be fucking with the rules of a little bit tonight, just because for the sake of speed of play. Myself and Brent are the only ones who really have played or run Shadowrun for any extended length of time. Everyone else has had, I think most other players have had brief encounters with it, but nothing extensive. So with us tonight, we actually fortunately have a full house. There's Steve-O is here in person with us. Honey, what are you doing? Did she knock your pills down? Oh, did she? Yeah. So we got Steve-O with us in person. I'll just go in the order I got you in the things here. Jeffrey is next.
Hi, everybody.
You know, why don't you guys, as I go through, tell us who you are and who you're playing. So Steve, who are you playing?
Oscar de Oro, the trans-dimensional version of Oscara, who is a bad Bamf with a cybernetic arm.
Yeah.
And let's show them the body. You got the picture of
Got it. Yep. So I'll show it to you guys too. Oscar de Oro is a orcish bounty hunter who hails from originally from Azatlan. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jeff. I'm playing Oddball. He is a dwarven cybernetic character.
He's a samurai.
He's a street samurai.
Yep. That's a very recognizable thing for anyone in the know in Shadowrun. It means you got a shit ton of cybernetics and you got a shit ton of guns.
Yeah. He's ready to blow things up.
Next up is Corey.
Hi, I'm Corey. I'm playing Vendry Duralm, the elven rogue type, and I want it to be that my character was just rescued by these guys out of like 15 years of cryo sleep in some kind of shady prison.
I don't think there's enough stuff to be. You know what it could be, Corey? Is there's not really cryo sleep, but what they could have done is you got a data jack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what they could have done is basically you could have been in a matrix holding cell. The matrix is the version of kind of like the internet in this world. So imagine being.
I guess the point is I'm out for vengeance.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Okay. You were actually held, Cork, as well, by a vicious of the mega corporations that dominate the sixth world. As technology is arguably the worst. And that's where you were being held.
Okay.
Next up is Brent.
I am playing Dashel Vogel, human mystic.
There he is. Oh, yeah, that's the other two cool things. So, Brent, I think I made a change. I think I said in the character sheet that your totem is like your former mentor. I decided to change that, if subject to your approval, to it's actually a 20,000-year-old elven warrior.
That's pretty damn cool. I will go with that.
So someone from the fourth world. And finally, last but not least, is Dave.
Hey, folks. I'm Dave. I will be playing Pash the Rustler, who is a human rigger, meaning that I will be driving all of the things tonight.
Nice. Okay, so just as background for you guys, I'm going to try and do a very quick little, like, not a scroll like Star Wars. I was trying to write something, I ran out of time, to be honest. But the nutshell version is the year is 2075. Welcome to the sixth world. Roughly 6 decades ago, magic returned to this world triumphantly, with the clearest indicator being the emergence of the great dragon, Ryumayo, over Mount Fuji. In the coming months and years, children began to be born exhibiting really unusual physiological changes, which corresponded to sort of the dwarves and elves from legend. Roughly 10 years after that, a massive further change happened, which has come to be known as the goblinization, where I believe it's 1 out of 10 people suddenly found themselves transformed into hideous orc or troll forms. In the years since as well, the world has dramatically changed from the one we know. Mega corporations dominate the planet, becoming, in some cases, equal to or significantly more powerful than the powers of nation states. The technological advancement in terms of enhancing the body has likewise made significant bounds. So cybernetic enhancements, biotech enhancements, gene therapy, all those things have are common occurrences and common presences in our world. Finally, the other major change to the world is the omnipresence of Matrix 2.0. This is the second version of the omnipresent Matrix, which is sort of like the virtual reality successor to the internet. Although to compare the internet to the Matrix is kind of like comparing a horse-driven buggy to like a Maserati. The Matrix, everyone interfaces with it through augmented reality, which is like messages that are displayed about things through glasses or through cybernetic implants, or more directly by interfacing with the Matrix itself or the different devices that are wirelessly linked with it. A corollary to that is the vehicle control rigs that Dave and Brent and Corey's characters use. So the world of 2075 is a dramatically different world. It is darker in many ways. It is more fantastic in many ways. But one way it is certainly different from ours is how much more dangerous it is. Our heroes are members of a rebel cell. In the year 2074, roughly about a year ago, the powerful nation of Aztlan, which is used to be known as Mexico. Aztlan is effectively a puppet state for one of the most sinister megacorporations, as technology. As technology effectively is Aztlan. Aztlan invaded its neighbor to the south, a nation known as Amazonia. Amazonia is also a successor kingdom, roughly corresponding with what was Brazil and some of the northern countries in South America. Amazonia is different from Aztlan in the sense that it is run almost exclusively by paranormal creatures. The ruling council include a common phrase you'll hear in this world is awakened, because parabiologists in the sixth world can't explain why there wasn't griffins or cockatrices or naga before the awakening, before December 24th, 2011, but there are now. And what they believe is that certain mundane animals transformed through the return of magic in the same way that humans transformed into elves, dwarves, orcs, or trolls. Amazonia is run by awakened naga, which are kind of awakened versions of snakes, feathered serpents, which are enormous Mesoamerican style dragons, and other similar awakened creatures. As I said, a year ago, Aztlan went to war with them. And this is where our story picks up. You guys have a connection in not far behind the front lines in that. A gentleman whose name is yeah. Oh God, what a bush league DM. This goes to show how tired I was when I was finishing this up. I just gave the NPC the same name as Steve's character.
Nice. Here's a new one. Yep.
Wow. Okay, so let's just quickly edit that.
Thanks. It's completely original. Never thought of that before. Hey, wait.
Yep. All right, here we go. So his name is Alejandro de Guzman. This is Alejandro. So what I'd like you guys to do is, I think I know an easy connection for why Vendry knows Alejandro. But what I'd like you guys to do is tell me what your character's connection to Alejandro is. How did you get to know him, and how are you involved in this operation? Where I see the session opening, guys, is you are on a smuggling run. You are running in supplies to Alejandro on the east coast of South America. You are going to have to bypass or try and hide from the Aztlan guards because they're pushing. The front has been pushing forward, and the Aztlaners have been making ground in this offensive. So let's start with Jeff. Jeff, how do you think Oddball? How did he get involved with this? How does he know Alejandro?
I think maybe they're just business partner. Like they just have done business together before.
Okay. You've been like a bodyguard or something like that, or like effectively the 21st century version of a caravan guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So just worked for him several times.
Okay. Cork, what about you? What do you think Vendry's connection to Alejandro is?
I think I owe him a life debt.
Ooh. So I think what I was thinking is, what if Alejandro and his sort of his group were the ones who rescued you?
That could be.
Okay. Steve-O, what do you think?
I was on a mission in northern Colombia, and I was trying to get back some stolen goods, and it turns out I wasn't the only guy that was looking for them. And me and Alejandro had a nice talk one day, and then ended up splitting some goods instead of each other's heads.
Okay. So Alejandro is your character is from Aztlan. Actually, you are an Aztlaner, but I think that you don't sympathize with the Aztlan government or the Aztec technology at all.
Okay.
You just happen to be from there originally. Yeah. Brent, what do you think your connection to Alejandro is?
Dashel is uncharacteristically immoral for a Shadowrunner. Yep. And some as technology manager was showing off and having his guards rough up some party goers at a club. And when it went from just a few blows to having them beat someone unconscious, he stepped in.
Okay.
And set things up, and then maybe Alejandro helped him get out, being impressed with his skill. I'm gonna give you one more bit of connection here too, Brent. So as I mentioned, your character's got a totem connection, and your character has a connection to the character of Harlequin. Harlequin in the setting. So we have a picture here. Harlequin is a signature character in the world of Shadowrun, who is kind of like to be honest, he was one of the writers, kind of Mary Sue characters who showed up in a lot of different things, but he is one of the elves that's rumored to be immortal. Elves are not immortal. They're just like they live slightly longer than humans, or the baseline humans, but they're not, supernaturally long-lived. However, this gentleman here, let me get him up there. Ooh, that is... There he is. That is Harlequin. Brent, after you were first contacted by your patron, and when you realized that the totem rather, when you realized that the totem wasn't you just having a nervous breakdown, you were contacted by Harlequin, or you managed to make contact with him, and he's co-opted you into to basically carrying on with what you realize. What Harlequin has told you, at least, is your totem mentor is someone he knew from the Fourth World. Emmy, all right, sweetie, there you go. Which of course sounds nuts, because by certain thaumaturgical studies estimates, that would have been about 20,000 years ago when the magic was last high.
But one of the things they say that their order fights against is something they call the enemy. And what Harlequin has been telling you is that as technology has significant ties to this enemy. And what they're I'm telling everyone else this, but you can tell me whether you share this information with everyone else. What they believe is that some elements of as technology are trying to usher in a catastrophic change to the world that sometimes comes, or that is a natural sort of process of the magical cycle. They're trying to expedite it faster. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay. So that's I think one of the reasons why you're fighting against as technology. That's why you've thrown yourself into this this thing, because if as technology is expanding out towards an awakened nation, nothing good can come from this. There's powerful magics that regrew the rainforest and whatever else in Amazonia, and if Azatlan is able to somehow capture that and then repurpose that, it's not going to be good for anybody. So, lastly but not least, again, Dave, what is Pash's connection to Alejandro?
Now, if memory serves, you had mentioned that Alejandro is into the smuggling racket.
He would have had connections with it, yes.
Let's say that Pash did work as a bagman for him at some point.
Love it. Okay, and then I'm thinking we carry over the backstory that we have in our Star Wars game, where Pash and Dashel know each other because you grew up together. Only instead of going to Coruscant, when Dashel reached a certain age, he was taken to the elven nation of Tir Tairngire, which is effectively where Oregon used to be. Elves it's a very class-oriented society there. And Brent, that's where you began your studies in sorcery and channeling your magical powers or aptitudes into physical manifestations as well.
Nice. Okay.
So our story picks up with the Silver Shadow. And actually, I've got it down Silver Shadow. Dave, in this world, do you think you call it the Argent Shadow, the Silver Shadow, or something else?
You know what? Let's keep true to form, and we'll continue with the Argent Shadow.
Nice. Okay. So we see this thing. There's rain pouring down. This thing is, flying across the sky. We see in the sitting in a modified chair. Like, this is not a normal kind of cockpit. It's a cushioned and reclined chair where a seemingly unconscious human lies with his plugs running from the back of his head into a kind of console sitting next to him. It's got some flashing lights on it. Because the Argent Shadow is significantly faster than the Wasp, I'm going to assume the Wasp has sort of flown ahead, so you'll have access to both of your vehicles. Okay. The way that would work is effectively you would set it on autopilot. Because it's going to be outside the range of your vehicle control rig, which I think has a range of about 20 miles. You would have to fly that ahead, and then it would be operating under its autopilot. And we're picking up where basically you've reached the range where you're back in touch with the Wasp, which is a sort of a holding pattern off the coast of South America, or Amazonia. I'll just say Amazonia because that's where it is. As the camera moves back, we see two big racks, I suppose, on which are mounted two drones that are about maybe 3.5 to 4 feet tall. And that, of course, is these guys here, the MCT Nissan Roto drones, ready to be deployed. The camera continues back, and we see a bunch of, a quarter. So four really badass looking guys sitting in kind of, the lights I'm picturing are being kind of red, and you guys are sitting, getting yourself ready for mission. Why don't you guys give me an idea of what we see and what your what you're preparing, I guess. Like how are you planning on sort of playing your role in this mission? To give you maybe a better context of what you're doing, there is in the back behind you guys, there's massive crates of supplies. There's some foodstuffs, there's medical supplies. I'm not picturing there being ammo and stuff like that because they probably have access to that, but there may be some of that in there as well. You were trying to run this in past the asset land, drones, kind of the drone ring they keep along the coast to prevent smuggling, or at even worse, to prevent getting in touch with a asset land, either lav. Lav is what they call the this kind of vehicle, like a Banshee, or an attack chopper, or a fighter jet or something like that. Once you land, this time is sort of against you guys here because the Azatlanders or the Azatlan forces are pressing up very hard, maybe 50 miles away, or so very, very close. These supplies are badly needed to help the war effort of pushing these guys back.
Question, Kevin.
Yep.
Are we trying to get past these drones right now?
What you're going to do in a moment is Dave's going to start using sensors to try and pick up and see if there are any drones active. Your drones, Cork, like your personal ones. Oh, yeah, you can't push down her neck like that, Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, because it's just as the angle. That's not your fault. She's a dummy for doing that. But that's she's fine. She's fine. She's tough. It's just that angle, like because you're pushing her neck down. You're pushing. Yeah, no, I didn't think you did. Just doofus. She's going back for more anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so so sorry, Cork. Your drones. You'll see their speed is like a 1 or a 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means like Dave. What's the speed of the Argent Shadow?
The Banshee where would I find that exactly, Kev?
It's one of the. Let me open it up here. Wrong character. Where are you? Pash, Vendry, Pash. That's the ones. So speed will be the second stat in. The speed of the GMC Banshee is an 8.
Okay. Can we swing around and pick up my drone? I kind of dropped it out the window.
I'm assuming you didn't play. Yeah, I'm assuming you didn't play. But what you guys could do, there's not really a stealth mode on this thing, unfortunately, but for those of you who either rely on stealth, like, Vendry and Pash, or and Dashel, if the gunner types want to try and, get positioned and make their way in, you guys can kind of tell me whether you want to fly directly into the camp, or you're going to, survey the camp first, or what. What you expect the first line of sort of defense is going to be is you're going to see if there's any screen of drones that's what you usually encounter.
So I say we should do a proper reconnaissance before going in. I would both with drone and maybe myself and Vendry hit the ground and take a look-see. I've got spell-like abilities. When I get close, I can do a proper reconnaissance. I can do like clairvoyance and stuff, and then I can radio back exact locations and stuff. So then we could come in and do a long-range strike. How does that sound?
Give me a second to steep it.
It's been steeping for a bit, so it should be good to go.
You're saying we drop off, hit the ground, do our spy shit, and then Pash will light it up with guns. Is that it?
Yeah. So we'll tell Pash what and where everything is, and then let him light it up. Him and Vendry.
Sure. You know what? I'll give him Overwatch using the MCT.
Okay. Does I know Vendry and Oddball have a bunch of more ground level guns.
Yeah.
Do you want to get dropped off with us? And and you can not not come as close as us, but be on the ready to move in and mop up the airstrike that.
Well, just guys, like the So you're clear on what weaponry is available here. Like no one's got any fucking rifle or like missiles or shit like that. What the drones are equipped with, Corey's drones can basically like blind or dazzle people and blow up into smoke, but that destroys them. Going from smallest guns to biggest guns, the MCT drones have an assault rifle on them, like they've got like an M16 type thing. So it's a small arm weapon. The Northrop Wasp has a light machine gun on it, which is effectively equivalent to the light machine gun that Oscar uses, the big, portable machine gun. And then the heavy machine gun and the assault cannon that are mounted on the Argent Shadow are powerful, but they're not like, it's going to leave a smoldering wreck. It would be, both of those are still sort of man-portable weapons as well. The heavy machine gun less so, but. So just so you're aware of what like level of armament you've got to bear here. No one's got any like bombs or missiles or shit like that. Also, this is where you're going to drop off supplies. So you want to, you don't want to be blowing up your allies' base without, good cause.
Okay, I got a sort of instead of like Pash coming in then with the Argent Shadow, he's got 4 drones. Maybe we could do like an infantry assault kind of combination of drones and like human assault, and Oscar and Oddball can open up with their guns using the trees for cover and such.
Sure. Although, Kev, the Argent Shadow has explosive ammo, right?
Right, but explosive ammo is not like it's explosives within. They're not like grenades or something like that.
Ah, I see.
That just means that like it effectively does a little bit more damage. That's all.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So who wants to make the decision? Who's in charge here?
And then I haven't looked at everyone's character sheets, but the rigger people, I guess that's what Pash and Vendry.
Remember, Vendry is a rigger, but he's more of a drone rigger. And his drones don't have any combat capability really, apart from like I said, like creating smoke and blinding.
Does he have any Does he have any counter like rigger abilities like hacking enemy riggers or enemy drones or anything?
So today we're not dealing with any of that.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. It's the Matrix rules are a huge pain in the ass to incorporate, and that requires you guys all learning another level of complexity to the game that I just don't want to deal with.
Okay, no, that's all good.
Yeah.
So what if Vendry and myself, the 2 stealthy guys, go in, and then we can use our comms to tell people where everything's located, and then the other 3 can come back in as an assault with Oddball and Oscar on the ground and Pash coming in with his 4 drones blazing away.
Okay.
How does that sound to you guys?
Rock and roll.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. All right. So first things first, Dave, you've made contact with the Wasp again, and the footage you get back. I'm assuming you're jumped into the Argent Shadow at this point. Yeah, you can tell me when you're changing that, or if you want to, if you're not. But what it's said is that the what do you call it? There is higher than usual coverage for drones. Basically, the number of Aztlan registered drones that are sort of flying in the area off the coast here. We're still, like I said, about maybe 50 miles off the coast. There's a fair amount of them in the air here. So that means it's going to take some creative flying to get yourself in there. So, how do you want to do that? You want to try and fly like nape of the earth along the water, or honey, pushy girl, doofus.
Do some fancy flying there, Dave.
Do it. I'll get on the gun.
Well, actually, he controls the gun.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, sorry. The guns in this are. Well, you can do those. You can like throw that window open or the side door open. You know, harness yourself in and use your thing.
Is that his butthole or anything?
Is it his butthole when he jumped in?
Is that open? Yeah.
No.
Okay,
No.
okay.
Yeah.
No shooting out of that.
Unless there's sensors in the thing, he's not like it's not like he's magically. You know.
Oh, I see. He's not.
Like if there are sensors there that would detect you.
What am I stepping on?
Yeah. His thing is a wholly cybernetic connection, not a mystical, whatever.
Right.
Okay, so it sounds like you're gonna get ready for gunning. Jeff, what do you want to be doing?
I don't know. Is there much that I do when we're flying, or?
Well, just like Vendry, I'm assuming that you kind of like open up one of the doors and strap yourself in, and you could fire your grenade launcher from it if you want.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
But
I'll just fire my weapon.
Neither of those are really super helpful options against. Well, actually, hold on. Do you guys have any? Either do you have gear like enhanced enhanced glasses, or do you have cyberware that deals with gives you either low light or thermographic vision? You naturally have thermographic vision as a orc.
Yeah.
So, although I don't know, I checked to see if you got cyber eyes. Yeah, I mean, you can actually see that you heat signatures in the dark, or you can see. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I have thermographic vision.
Okay, cool. So you can see in the dark anyway.
Okay.
Effectively see in the dark, so that wouldn't be a problem. It's just firing from a moving vehicle suffers some penalties. But first thing we need to do is get in. Dave, what's your strategy here? How are you going to get past this screen of drones?
Can you remote the other ship?
You're muted, bud.
I'm muted?
No, Dave is. Oh, Dave's still muted. You may need to go to the top of the Google Plus call, Dave, and unmute yourself.
Sorry, guys.
There you
go. Yeah, you know what? I think we're just gonna as soon as Pash sees everybody else starting to lock and load weapons, he's gonna make the executive decision that he's gonna help him out and just bomb it.
Okay. So, all right, just outrun these things.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna kind of tactfully. He's gonna try to tactically weave through them.
Okay.
Are we getting dropped off to stealth in, or are we going in like
First thing you need to do is get past this screen of drone.
Okay.
If these things engage you guys and then are able to tell tell other Aztlan forces where you guys are, you're gonna have bigger problems than how you're sneaking in.
Won't they do that instantly, or can we go jam them, or?
Again, I'm not gonna deal with any of that shit, Brent.
Okay, but like when like the second they see us, they would just report to whatever rigger is running them would instantly know
whether they are, because riggers operate in basically like in control nodes, right? Like they're not called control nodes, but it's effectively like networks. So there are networks of drones, and if those drones happen to be synced up with an Aztlan or a rigger, which is likely, then that at the very least that rigger probably will get information first.
Hey, Kev.
What you guys know, just one sec, Dave. What you guys do know is more than usual. This is not an unusual amount of the drones. You normally don't. You have to run, sometimes maybe one, maybe two. This is a lot more than you normally have to deal with. So sorry, Dave, go
ahead. Pash is able to simultaneously operate the Wasp and the Arch and Shadow at the same time, right?
You can operate them in the sense that you can be aware of what one is doing and give like instructions, kind of, but you're not jumped into it.
Okay, can I, if that's the case, Pash will use the Wasp to flank and corral the drones to make it easier.
So like draw them off, you mean?
What was that?
Like to draw them off or to?
No, to engage them. Like, so basically, we're going to try to take them all out.
Okay. Just as an FYI, if you engage the drones, those are likely being used to detect things, which means that something more significant may come to respond to that.
And then our stealthy stealth is off.
Yeah, like the drone. Think of them like the way that they typically operate is the riggers will operate is they'll send the drones out to sort of the limit of their range, and then they're where they actually are, or physically actually are in probably much more combat capable vehicle. Will be waiting to hear.
Can we use the drone's proximity to determine where the rigger that's operating them is?
That is an interesting question. You know what, Cork? Why don't you give me a? Let's see. I think it would be a computers check for that.
Is that in skills?
It should be in skills, I think, and you may not actually have it. Let me see.
I don't think I have a skill that says electronic warfare.
Just so you guys, yes, use that. That's fine. Oh, your skill in that is terrible.
Situation modifier 0.
Situation modifier 0. Yeah. So, if you know someone who is better with electronic warfare, like Pash may be, maybe they may. That's not a bad idea. Actually, that's a quite good idea.
All right, I'm just gonna tell them what I was doing and ask them if they can show me what I'm doing wrong.
Okay. Pash, would you make an electronic warfare check for me, please?
And bear with me here.
Sure.
That is
your skills.
Yep.
Make sure you actually got it.
Got it.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. Hey.
Okay.
So you're not great at it either.
Situation modifiers.
I'll give you +1 because of Vendry. What he did that was wrong, but come on, we see 1 success here. Holy shit! Pass shows you how it's done. All right. So yeah, that's an excellent idea. You managed to sort of triangulate the signal that's coming from these drones back to sort of the parent ship, and I can tell you that that parent ship is an Azatlander helicopter whose model number I don't remember, but I will just show you guys here. That is what it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah. Patchy.
So you
Get some.
So what that tells you guys is that like that's a combat duty thing. That's not an escort. You know, the kind of thing that is normally watching the border. They want to sort of flag that you've come in, and then they'll call in backup. That thing is ready to fucking engage, which means that active combat forces are probably in the area.
Is there a way for us to detect why there's kind of a larger presence than normal?
Well, as I said, like the front has pushed forward, and that's why it was so urgent to get the supplies in. If they're this far up, it likely means that the front is much closer to your friend's camp than you realized.
Gotcha.
Can we like mimic a friendly transponder or something?
Yes, I'll let you do that. Let me see here. Who would be able to do that? You can make another electronics warfare check, I think.
Okay. And
then what I'll give that is I'll give that to the bonus. I'll give whatever the successes you get as a bonus on the on effectively like the it'll be a stealth roll with your vehicle. It'll be, I mean, it's not a stealth skill you're using, it's a vehicle skill, but you're going to try and fly in as a friendly and try and fool the network. Yeah. So let's see how you do here.
I got 1 success.
Nice. Awesome. Because that is, so Dave, Vendry hops in, like you guys are sort of, like, I guess like you can, here's one of the neat things about Shadowrun is, so virtual space is limitless in its capabilities. So do you guys want to describe for me what your virtual meeting space is looking like? Where this is happening?
It's a bar.
So you got, while you're operating, it looks like a bar, and you've got maybe like on the screen, instead of sports, it's like the various vehicles you've got operating?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Okay. So Vendry, you appear there. Now here's the other upside is your virtual avatar can look like whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, mine looks like Sean Connery. Back in the 1960s, not now.
Okay. I hate women. Women are terrible. Okay, so you look like young Sean Connery showing up, and Does he look like an elven Sean Connery or like a human Sean Connery?
No, he looks exactly like he did in the movie. He's wearing a white tuxedo.
That's awesome. So this guy shows up in this dingy bar. Dave, what does Pash look like in virtual space?
Huh. Hadn't actually thought it out. You know what? Let's make him look like a grizzled Harrison Ford.
Nice. So effectively, this bar has suddenly become the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. So you show up in the Mos Eisley Cantina. Harrison Ford looks over at Sean Connery, and you provide. So this is where this interaction is happening. So you've been in a span of like it's. You can sort of see this happening in real time, I guess, but it's happening in microseconds where you are, you triangulate the location. Maybe that's displaying like kind of a hollow thing, or maybe at what is it? Dejara? Is that the game on the table with the weird monsters? I can't remember. Anyway, so it's showing maybe this is a hollow thing, and you can see where these things are. At first, you see the drone screens, and you're like, and Pash is like, "Well, that's a problem." And you kind of look at it, and you try and access the data a little bit, and you're like, "Look, can you help here?" And Pash just goes like that, and then there's another holographic image of that helicopter closer to the coastline, which is clearly, and you see sort of like little streams of maybe numbers and shit that is just representing the connection between the two. Between the drone and the helicopter, the Aslan helicopter. So Vendry thinks, how about this? And he enters some more code. And again, like, it doesn't have to be I'm typing here, but it doesn't have to happen that way. So it could be like, he reaches in his pocket and pulls out this little glowing, piece of data, and then plunks it down, and it flashes up, and it's an Aztechnology symbol of this like jaguar, and kind of suggests as a code for hiding the ship. Pash, what do you think of that plan?
Yeah, that was a great plan. Is the ship hideable?
Well, we'll see. You take that and sort of like drop it down into. Let me think here. I think there's you sort of like tap the bar, and this visual representation of the Argent Shadow comes up, and you slide the glowing jaguar over, so the two images merge, and kind of there's a red color that comes over the Argent Shadow, and it kind of like growls like a jaguar. And now that's you set up, so it's got this fake transponder code that Vendry set up for you.
Nice.
So let's see if you are able to, if that works for you. Just give me a second. I'm trying to find the, here it is. Dave, would you kindly make are you trained in infiltration?
No.
You're not. Corey, are you trained in infiltration?
Skills, obviously.
Yeah.
Where would I find that?
Infiltration would be under, I think.
In skills?
Yeah. Hold on. I may have this wrong, guys. One sec. One of the things that Shadowrun does it's clever for character creation is there's like skill categories or skill groups and then also individual skills, but I don't remember the difference between the two. I don't remember the names always, so there may not actually be a skill called infiltration. Hold up. Oh, infiltration is a code. Sorry, that's for a drone, guys. One sec here. Okay, so Dave, I need you to make a pilot check for me, please. Use your what is it here? Your pilot aircraft, and you get a +1 dice modifier. Okay. And make sure that you got yourself in set so you are jumped in on your on the Argent Shadow, because you get a bonus from your control rig.
Yep.
Nice, 4 successes. Okay, that
do successes stack in this game?
They do. Well, the way that yours worked, Cork, is you generated the one success you generated. I gave to him as a dice modifier.
I see.
Because you set up the thing, and that's generally how aiding another works.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Dave, why don't you? That is an amazing success. I'm going to say that you're just going to be able to make your way past the screen there. So, why don't you give us a cool description of how the Argent Shadow swoops down? Do you bring the Wasp in as well?
Yeah. Can the Wasp kind of circumvent like? Basically, the Wasp, if possible, will swing wide, and as the Argent Shadow kind of navigates its way through this minefield of drones, the Wasp will basically slip by the long side.
So, one thing I want to mention, Dave, just so you understand, is that, and I'm just give me a sec here. I'm trying to find the action. I think it's only a simple action to jump into a vehicle. So you understand, you can like just suddenly be in the Wasp and making the decisions of how you want to respond there. You can give it just directions as an autopilot, because the autopilot programs are fairly complex by this by this point. But if you wanted to say, have the Argent Shadow fly in under the radar, but then you jump into the Wasp to, fuck around with them, you could do that.
Okay. You know what? We'll pull the Wasp in behind the Argent Shadow.
Okay. So let me see here. I think I'm going to make you make a stealth check for that as well. You currently do not have any kind of fake transponder for that. Now, the Wasp, if you're not jumped in, then the Wasp will be making a check using its pilot skill. So what is that? Pilot rating, I should say.
3.
Yeah. So that'd be 3 dice you're rolling as compared to the 15 dice you rolled for the last one. There's an advantage to being jumped into something.
Okay. Well, then, you know what? Yeah, then Pash will absolutely basically will jump into the Wasp and see if he can maneuver his way through this.
Okay, so the action that you're taking is switch interface mode, which is a simple action. So you have two. The action economy, guys, you can do is like 2 simple actions and a free action, 1 simple and one free action and 1 complex action. The PDF I sent you has those the different different actions you can take. But okay, so so Dave, you hop into that. So why don't you go ahead and make another reaction and pilot aircraft. Or sorry, make another pilot aircraft check for me, and there will be no dice modifier here. Let's see if you're able to bring it in close enough.
Okay.
Holy shit! Even better. Jeez, Dave. Wow. Okay, so that is basically you bring them in so that they appear to all available sensors as being one ship. So it's that is some really impressive flying. So you've passed the drone barrier and you're getting in closer to where the coastline is. I'm going to switch you guys over to the because you've been to this camp before. So let me show you what it looks like. There, guys. Oh, here, Jim, come on, you. There you go. All right. So you are making your way along the. You make your way to the coastline, I suppose, and you're going to drop off Dashel and Vendry.
I'm almost thinking I'm almost thinking that it almost makes more sense to drop everyone but Dash, because he can always stay remote and come in with his drones, but everyone else has to use their guns. But once we're down, maybe just Dash and Vendry move in close, but the others be on the ground and ready to go.
Okay.
What is that? Does that sound okay to you guys?
Yeah. Kev, I'll send the MCT after them. Is it possible to stealth that?
I don't think it's got any stealth software on it. Like that's the way that the drones work is, yeah. If you are in direct control, sorry guys. This is the rule book, and almost all of it is rules. So there's sub rules for fucking everything in this game. And I'm trying to figure out what the stealth skill would be. And I think that what it would be, Dave, is we'll just use the same thing we did for before. If you're jumped in, it will use your pilot aircraft, and that's it.
Okay.
And then if not, so who? That's everyone. Okay. We're getting Vendry.
And sorry, Vendry, I forgot to check. Are your characters stealthy, or is it his drones that are stealthy?
He is stealthy.
Okay, cool.
I mean, his drones are quite stealthy too, because they're tiny, right? Like they're the size of an eyeball.
They are his eyeballs.
Yeah, he also has that holographic one too. It projects a realistic sounding and looking hologram. So you guys are hopped down now. Oscar, you're familiar with these wilds. So one thing you want to make them maybe aware of is just if we're gonna make our way through the jungle, you got to watch where you step.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like for instance, in amongst the awakened wildlife that can be found in these jungles, there's something called the weird mantis, which is effectively imagine a praying mantis that is about the size of a small pony.
They're hard to see because they look like trees.
They're incredibly hard to see. They also have some awakened creatures have supernatural abilities as well too. They effectively use instinctive spells. Nice. There's also said, Brent, that there are said to be wild spirits in this region as well too, which sometimes can react fine to to other people coming in. Yeah, no, wild spirit, not free spirits.
Oh.
Yeah, this is not the Shadowrun into Fort Lauderdale over, Although Brent, Corey, that may make your guy effectively the that scumbag who does the Girls Gone Wild videos, but the 21st century version of him.
Yeah, I got the peeping Tom eye going on there.
Yeah, that's actually a very creepy peeping Tom. I've got my eye on you, and it like floats around and follows you.
Okay, so guys, describe for me how you're gonna make your way. Are you like gonna be making your way inland a bit and then go in, or are you gonna just make your way along the coastline, or what? I think the camp itself is probably about maybe 100 meters in from the coastline.
And the camp is where we got to drop our shit, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So how are we gonna get the ship into the camp?
Well, the ship flies, right? So you can land it there. It's an what do you call it? It's a what do you call it? VTOL type craft. It can stop and then vertical takeoff and landing. It can just drop itself down like a helicopter. It doesn't need a landing platform or anything like that.
All right.
Makes it an ideal vehicle for smuggling.
I would say pilot's choice.
And the train's all jungly, right?
Yep. It's all jungly.
Jungly up in here.
Super jungly.
Guess which one of us is doesn't have much experience in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Hey, Kev.
Who am I missing here? Oscar, Dashel, Vendry. Oh, Oddball. Sorry, Oddball.
Kev.
Yes, sir.
Can Pash program the MCT to detect like hostile life form.
What is its sensor rating?
2 shakes here.
Uh-oh.
Where did it
There we go. Now you're present too there, Oddball.
Perfect.
Everybody's on board.
I believe that's a 3.
A 3. Okay, so again, I would likely be rolling 3 dice to try and detect things on its own. You are in it. You'll be using. What's that here?
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, let's go with the fact that Pash has jumped in.
You could compare its sensor ratings to the sensor ratings in your other vehicles. The sensors, they may be better on the Arch and Shadow than on the drones.
Oh, it's 6 on the Arch and Shadow. So
yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
So basically, Pash will run the drones slightly ahead and run recon for them. And so if anything pops up that's visible from the air, he'll give them a heads up.
Okay.
Can I when we get close to the camp, can I drop out of the helicopter safely before we get to the camp so that they arrive and I just go stealth?
Well, I think the plan was because this is what the LAV looks like, guys. This is what the vehicle you're in looks like. It is not it's not a very subtle vehicle. It's ideal for the purpose of smuggling past border checks and stuff like that. But in terms of sneaking up on people, it's got giant thrusters on it that allow it to go up and down and whatever else. Right. You hear this thing coming in, at a mile away, in the same way you'd hear a plane going overhead, right?
So what? We should drop down. What do we figure, about 3K away?
Yeah, I thought that's what we're doing. Is just we were running recon to make sure that.
Right.
Can we land in the fucking encampment?
You can.
But then we just get shot at a lot, and the Argent Shadow might go away.
Well, that again, Brent, that is assuming that the Azatlan forces have reached the camp or have discovered the camp.
I say we just land in the camp and see what the fuck happens.
But it is a reasonable concern. Your past experience with Az technology and the Azatlan forces, and given the fact that you met significantly stronger resistance going into the camp, suggests that maybe there's shit going on there.
Yeah, I think we should do a little bit of recce. Can see what's going on. You don't have to rest the ship. And besides, I've never hiked in the jungle before. Lots of fun.
Brent, don't you have improved invisibility as well?
I do, but I've also got a really high stealth skill. And I thought, if I'm going to concentrate on a spell or sustain a spell, detect enemy sounds a way to go.
You have the ability to maintain one spell without it interfering with your concentration. And then the second one, I think, is -2 to your dice pools. So you got to have both of them active.
But the problem is I can only, each spell, invisibility spell only affects one person.
Oh, yeah.
And I check my sneaking's not horrible. It's, like a base of 13. Oh, do we get the wired bonuses for our gear?
The wired bonuses, you would. We're going to ignore it for tonight because I didn't bother to enter those.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you call it? It's good that you're familiar with that, Brent. It's just that I didn't bother to put them in because it's another level of complexity that I don't want to deal with tonight.
Okay, I know. I saw you gave me a chameleon suit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, if there's something that you think that it can do, Brent, that's better, I'm fine. You can go ahead and do that.
Well, with the wired bonus, it helps to add to your camouflage pattern and adds +2 dice to stealth rolls.
That's fine. Yeah, you can include that.
Bumping my stealth to 15 dice, which is pretty rocking.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Okay, so what's the plan then, guys? What are we doing? Are we getting dropped off the? Are some people getting dropped off far away, and then you're making your way into camp, or is everyone making their way into the camp in the Argent Shadow, or what?
Why don't Vendry and myself get dropped off as planned? The rest, if they want, can stay in the Argent Shadow and hop down or fly in and hop down as needed, or like as we, once we give them a description, then they can come in hot.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean,
or if it turns out not to be that, doesn't someone have a big ass sniper rifle?
Steve has a shit ton of guns.
I got a few guns.
Maybe Steve should come with us.
Alrighty. Like a Ares Crusader Desert Strike. Nice. Ares Desert Strike.
Yeah, Pash isn't particularly keen on sacrificing the Argent Shadow, so he'll. I think he'll stick to the running recon with them using the MCT, and then when everything's been kind of checked out, then we'll run the Argent Shadow in.
Okay. Did you want to bring the Argent Shadow in close enough to do a scan of the camp before?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, Dave, would you kind of make a? I think it's a perception plus intuition check. So make a perception check for me. This is, again, the benefit of you hopping in, is you get to use your stats rather than just the sensors rating. Are you trained in perception? Let's see here.
That would just be in the list of attributes, right?
No, it'd be listed under skills.
Ah.
You are not trained in it, so let me just show you a little trick here. So I have set up so you don't have the full list of skills, guys. I have it so you're hiding unused. If you click on Show All, though, so Dave, click on Show All under Physical Skills.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep. So go ahead and click there. Your perception is not great.
No modifiers?
No modifiers. No. You got one. Okay. So the sensors, unfortunately, you didn't get enough successes to be able to pick up like life signs and whatever else in the area, which is tough. There's a rainstorm that's in right now. There are, the jungle is teeming with life. But what you absolutely do pick up is there is one one good-sized vehicle there, and that is give me a sec here. Where am I here?
Hey, Oscar, I was going to say that what we could do when you stealth in with
Steve just went to the washroom.
Oh.
So Dave, it's an Aguilar GX3AT. So you remember that helicopter I showed you a moment ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's hovering over the camp, sort of doing a sort of a circle pattern. And one sec here. Yeah.
I'll relay that information to the rest of the guys.
Oh, that is weird. Yeah, you can drag out the roll results. You can have it in. I just did it by accident. You can drag the results tab out into a separate window.
Oh, cool.
Ooh. Okay, I got bad news, Dave. The Aguilar has detected you as well, and it's just messaged it just sent you a message, a query, as just sort of a like call and respond thing, like trying to identify yourself.
You know what? I think I'm going to take a page out of Vendry's book and see if we can mask or mimic the response of let's say like a similar entity.
Right, sweet.
Yeah, you like it.
Okay, so I think what you needed to give me then is an electronic warfare check for me, please.
Okay. No modifier?
No modifiers.
And maybe we should get out soon.
Okay. One success. Let me think here. How's this guy going to respond? I'm going to make a contested perception check here and see if he picks it up. And yeah, we'll just do that. Your sensors pick up that this thing is turning and moving to engage.
Drop us off quick.
Yeah, you know what? Pash will hover to allow the rest of the crew to land.
Yep.
And then he's gonna jump into to the wasp and see if he can draw the.
What's that? You go ahead.
The other vehicle with the using the wasp.
He's gonna hop into the wasp and do what?
And try to draw off the Aguilar.
Okay. Okay. So you, it should be obvious from the picture, the image. The Aguilar is a lot more heavily armed than what the Wasp is. So just FYI. So okay, you leave the Argent Shadow. It's swoops down towards the beach. Spins to the side. Its thrusters flare, and lands down. The doors are thrown open, and who runs out?
I think because everyone should run out this point because we've now got the Argent Shadow is going to be engaged. Does that make sense?
Shouldn't we leave someone on board to work guns and stuff?
No, Dave does that.
Yep.
Yeah, Dave can do that.
It's all cyber operated.
All right, Vendor jumps out.
Okay, so then he jumps out. Is everyone out then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so everyone hops out, and then you guys, where does the Argent Shadow going now then? Because this thing's moving in on it. You're into the Wasp, Dave. What are you doing? You're just now going in to engage the Aguilar, or what?
Yeah, so basically it'll basically give taunting fire and then try to outrun it.
Okay.
Like it'll try to draw it off essentially.
Okay. So the range of let me open up the Aguilar here.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Yep, sounds good. You're not gonna have much to do here for the moment.
Okay, if it does get to my turn, I just sense the astral and then cast a spell to detect enemies.
Okay. Well, those are two. Remember, sensing is a complex action, and then casting spells is a complex action. Just FYI. Yeah.
I'm good. Right. We're not in combat, so it should be okay.
Yeah. Well, you're not. You think your DM just gives you a description of a weird mantis, and you're not going to have one show up?
Well, I figure we get a couple, like a few minutes, sort of like Predator. You're going to wander into the bush before the bad shit happens.
There's clearly it's an old theater maxim, Chekhov's weird mantis. You don't introduce a giant man-eating mantis in the first act if you're not going to have it used by the third act.
Oh, I don't disagree, but I figure, it wouldn't just jump out. You got to build up the suspense. We'll have a good minute or two before something happens.
Okay. Okay, so Dave, yes, all right. So I know what I have here now. So the range, Dave, I was just checking to see how far away you can shoot your machine guns. So you're starting to move the Wasp in, and why don't you make a piloting check for me, please? And you are hopped in, so make sure you're going to get that bonus.
Okay. So basically, I just toggle through until it reads jumped in, right, Kev?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you always have the option of ticking the hot sim as well if you want to get an extra 2 dice. Actually, you know what we'll do, Dave? Sorry. Let me check it. We're going to use initiative. Let me. Let's hold on. Add turn. And I need to give the guy here a turn as well. Add turn. Okay, so Dave, would you kindly click on your on the main page? There is an area for Matrix Initiative. That's what you're rolling.
Okay.
I got a 17 for the rigger, the Azatlan rigger.
Okay, Matrix Initiative. Ah, yes. Oh.
Okay, so you. Oh no, you know only Dave's rolling. Okay. You got 10. That's not great.
No.
That's not great at all. How did you know? Oh, hold on.
Oddly enough, I only have a 5, an 8 D6 Matrix Initiative.
No, it's 5 plus 3d6, which is still pretty good. Just your Matrix Initiative is not a little slow.
It's weird because my physical and astral are seem to be, well, it's 12 plus 1 and then 10 plus 2.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. But you be slow though. So your initiative is a 10. Modify that. All right. So the Azatlander gets to go first here. So it's going to move in. I want to make a check to basically move in super close on the Argent Shadow. And I think that probably you guys can hear the like that whoop 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 sound of a helicopter coming in on your position. So let's make a. He's jumped in. Let's make a piloting check here. Where is it here? Maneuver. Is that right? Okay. So that sucker is closing in on you guys at a very, very fast rate. It is effectively it's about 150 meters away right now.
I'm guessing I can't use my previous roll for
which?
Well, before we rolled initiative, I rolled the piloting check.
Okay. So then, 5, 6, I'll let you come in on. Yeah, you're in basically. So we see as this thing's coming in, then the wasp goes and flies in as well. So now what we do is we take 10 away from each of our initiatives, which leaves you with zilch. So this thing gets another action, and you do not. The rigger sees that the wasp coming in, it banks to the side, and then starts opening up with this heavy machine gun. So let's roll here. Situation modifiers, I don't think there's any. It's smart linked. It's dark outside. So that nets out to nothing. Boom. Okay. So I got 3 successes on its attack, Dave. What your defense will be, hold on. Oh.
No defense?
Eesh. No, you always get a chance to do a defense. You're going to roll your reaction plus intuition, Dave. So just roll your, on the front page, there should be a dodge check. Just click on that. You get the benefit of that because you're jumped in. Otherwise, you'll be using some of your other stats, which would be not great. Oh, that's badass. It actually includes the recoil compensation for these things. That's nuts. This character sheet is fucking crazy good.
They're really good. I like the narrative. Aslan Rigger rolls with an attack with a regular.
Yeah. Oh, can you guys see that? I forgot to turn this guy to a GM. Watch this. Want to see your rolls disappear? But boom, they're gone. One thing I particularly love is, holy shit, Dave, look at that. So this thing opens up with this massive, like casings or it's a caseless ammunition at this point, but there's all these bullets that are flying through the air, lighting up the sky. And the wasp does what, Dave?
You know what? It looks like the wasp is pretty much like corkscrewing like around them. It's just the helicopter's doing things that you don't think a helicopter could do.
That's amazing. Okay, so yeah, you managed to avoid all of them. Not a single one of those shots connect. Okay, so guys, since I don't want Dave to be the only one at the party here, what I'd like you to do is click on your character's token. So select your character's token.
Is it token?
You should have access to all of them, I think.
That is my token.
Yeah, your token is right in the top there, Steve. There he is. Oscar de Oro. So just select it so that it's selected. Then go into your character sheet and roll initiative, please. Oh, wait. Hold on. I gotta add turns for you guys. Hold on. Fucking Bush League DM. I think it's the first time you run Shadowrun before. God.
Physical?
Yes, because you guys are not jacked in anywhere. So, okay, so I think everyone's good to go. Hash, I'm going to zilch yours out here. And then everyone kindly roll your initiative. Let's see here. Since you guys are fairly close in here.
Holy shite.
Brown.
So we click on the physical one, obviously, right?
Yes, yeah, because you guys are physical. Nice, guys. Okay. So everyone, let me sort that. Awesome. So starting at the top, well, again, what we do is everyone takes turns and then we subtract 10 every time you take an action. So Dash, what has happened? You guys have all jumped out onto the beach. You're running for the cover. Rain is pouring down on you guys, and then you hear this like fucking sound, like the air, like the sky is being torn apart as this massive cannon starts firing at this wasp, which comes. Do you have a name for the wasp, Dave?
I
think we established it as canon that he names anything he's in for more than a second. So.
I think the wasp was a girl.
Trudy.
It's Trudy. Works for me. All right.
Oh, what the hell is what is Wasp's name? I'm blanking all of a sudden. Like as in Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Janet.
Janet, right?
Janet Van Dyne.
Yeah, your Wasp should be named Janet.
Yeah, that's actually pretty apropos. Let's.
All right. Or if we're going by MCU, it's Hope. But so Janet does what do you call it? You see Janet do the corkscrew. What? Big suck. She's missed you. Okay, so first up is Dash. What's this?
Okay, I'm gonna run to cover. I don't want our opponents to see that we've landed ground troops kind of. So if I can get out of, or I guess with its sensors, it won't really matter, will it?
It depends on whether it's using. There's passive sensors which are not going to be as effective, but those still have to actually be directed towards something. It's when he's jumped in, but right now he's likely occupied with the two vehicles that seem poised to fuck him up.
Okay, how close are we to cover, or like to the jungle itself?
I think it'll take you maybe from where you hopped off, maybe like a round. If you run this round, then you'll get to cover. And movement in this, guys, is not necessarily an action. It just makes other things harder. Like if you run and then you try and shoot back, your aim's going to be shit.
So if I use my first action to sprint, would I be able to make it?
You could, yeah. It'll still affect any skill checks. Your movement thing's effective for the whole turn.
Oh, okay, right. I forgot about that.
You remembered the things that benefit you, and you forgot the things that were penalties. I'm shocked.
Yeah. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. I can't remember. What is the penalty for? Do you remember? Is there a big penalty for moving normally?
What do you mean?
Just like instead of a sprint, just like a walk or a run.
What do you want to do?
I wanted to move to the floor, but if I have actions left, I want to sense and cast spells and stuff. I figure I've got about 3 actions, right?
You think so, eh? Yeah, you probably do. Yeah, but they won't. Brett, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Do you have your rule book there?
Yes.
Guess what you're doing for this round? You're looking at the movement penalty.
Okay.
If there is a movement penalty to your what do you call it, to your movement, I'm assuming you're just gonna have walked. If there isn't, then we'll assume you run. Next up is Oddball.
Sounds like good.
Oddball, what are you doing?
I think he's gonna follow Dash's lead and make for cover.
Okay. This thing is about, I think about maybe 20 meters up, and 20 meters for your launcher is medium range. Just as an FYI. No, sorry, it's short range, meaning no penalty to range.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I think I'll wait till I'm in cover before I fire, though.
Okay. Well, again, movement is not an actual action. That just happens in conjunction with your actions. So, like, you could still, let's see here.
So I could fire, but that would relay our position. We don't know that we're seen yet.
I see what you mean. Yeah. So, yeah, sure. So you go running pell-mell for the jungle. Next up is Oscar. What are you doing?
Oscar is going to fire his something. Let's see here.
The biggest gun you got is your Valiant light machine gun, and that's the thing where if you want to transform your arm into the gyroscopic mount, it is likewise short range with a light machine gun.
Alrighty, well let's startle some people and transform, explode.
Okay. So you hop out the arm. What does it look like when it opens up?
Well, so it's like you just see my basic arm, but you see I've got this rifle, but then my arm suddenly sort of explodes into a bunch of fingers, and then it transforms into sort of a different shape. They're just sort of like a bunch of wires and then claws that go into the gun.
Love it. Okay, love it. All right, so Steve, what I need you to do then is, would you kindly make a actually, just on your main page, one of the weapons that's listed there is your Valiant light machine gun.
Okay.
So now we'll get into the things. So each of your weapons, guys, can be fired in different modes. There's different, like, it can be burst fire, semi-automatic fire, fully automatic, and the way that that affects. Oh, it's not on the character sheet, is it? Or the. God damn it! Like, why would you think you need that on the DM screen? I can't imagine. No, it's unfortunately. It's give me 2 seconds. I know exactly where it is. Here we go.
Fire mode. Here we go.
So, Steve, you can fire it in as a simple action. You can fire in long burst. As full auto is a complex action, which means remember you got 2 simples or 1 complex. You can only attack once per round. So if you got some other simple, what it does is however much you fire gives a more of a penalty to the dice pool for the defense.
Right. Okay.
So the way just so you guys know as well, the way that burst fire works in this, it doesn't make you more accurate. It makes it harder for them to avoid being hit. So for instance, if you fire something in semi-automatic, there's no modifier. If you double tap and fire a semi-automatic weapon 3 times, it gives -2 to their defense. If you fire a weapon in burst fire, it gives -2. If you fire a long burst, or full auto as a simple action, it's -5. And if it's full auto, where you sit there and just rock and roll the whole round, it's -9 to their defense, which effectively strips almost all their dice away. So,
and the one thing too, each of those, the more bullets you fire, the quicker you go through ammo.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. What's my recoil penalty?
Don't ignore that. Don't worry about it.
So what about a full auto? Long burst?
Full auto long burst works for me. Okay, so then just click it. Okay, so go to your main sheet, change the rate of fire down to full auto.
Oh, it's FA, that's full auto.
That's right, yep. Right. And just click that.
Boom, all right.
Okay, your situational modifier is going to be +2 because of your smart gun link.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'll go +2 on that with my situational modifier.
Yep.
It's just 2.
Yep.
Right. And it sounds like rapid fire lightning cracks.
Yeah.
Wow, very
4 successes. Okay. So that's not bad. Let's roll the defense for them at -9.
Yo.
Holy shit. So I'm rolling 1 dice for this. I rolled 0 successes.
0.
So that means you got 4. Okay, so here's how the successes work, guys. The Valiant has a DV, a damage value of 9, and armor piercing of -2. The 4 successes are added onto that, so you've done 13 points of damage, and it loses when it makes its defense roll, its soak roll. It loses 2 points of armor.
Oh.
So that's bad news for our aircraft. Let's see how. Oh, it's got a shit ton of armor though. So let's see here. It's gonna be a soak with -2. Let's see how it does. So it's got 13 damage incoming. I rolled 15 successes. It's all ting, 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 bouncing off the armored side of this fucking thing. So that's those of you who are concerned about hiding. I wouldn't concern yourself any longer. You've got effectively Vasquez on the beach here. Let's rock! And opening up on the Aguilar. Which I'll just
to keep with the Star Wars Star Wars trend, our plans just fell apart.
Yes, to be honest, man, that's a gaming trend. Okay, so
hey, Kev, I looked up the rules, so I know when I'm gonna. Can we, if you could go back, I know what I would have done.
Yeah, what would you do?
Okay, so running is -2 to all actions. Walking, so he'll pops down.
Walking is what? Walking is -1 or no modifier?
No modifier. So he pops down. He's got the quick draw, so he draws his sword, and then he'll use a action to astrally assess the area.
Okay, cool. So give me a sensing check for me, please.
All right. Skill.
And then next up will be the Aguilar.
Sorry if I screwed your plan up there, Dave, Brett.
That's okay. Did it pop out? Okay, yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yes. Okay, Brent. So, you what do you call it? You, in spite of the kind of the main. Well, I guess this is before the shooting started. So you go running over and you cast your vision onto the astral plane. I'm assuming this is sort of part of your usual tactical kind of situational awareness.
Yeah, he's he's sort of like trained in combat. So he, instead of running for the bush, he just sort of lands, reflexively pulls out his sword, and goes into the astral to scan around him.
I love that. That's super cool. Okay, so this it's almost overwhelming. You like growing up in the tier. There's lots of nature and lots of magical, presences there. This is just like I'm assuming you've been here before too, but even that hasn't prepared you just for the cacophony of living magic and living things here. So you're kind of like, whoa, overwhelmed for a moment, and you sense there's living things everywhere. Is there something you're specifically trying to like detect or trying to read?
Just sort of looking just for general, quick, like peering in, looking for bad auras or something that out of the ordinary.
I don't think. I think what you're doing is you would be able to detect astral entities right now, which you don't detect.
Okay, yeah, that's I guess would be sort of my main goal.
Yeah, I think it's extent of what would have happened year round. So.
Okay, so yeah, that's fine. No astral, no dual. I'm good.
Just on to the Asliner. So I think what he's going to do. He wasn't happy with someone shooting him on the beach, but he's more concerned with the wasp. So again, it sort of like it angles back and tries to open up again with the. It's firing full auto mode. Yeah. So sorry, Dave. I should have given you a penalty to your dice pool last time, but. That is okay. All right. I got 2 successes this time, Dave. So would you kindly make another dodge check, but you've got -9 to your dice pool this time.
So that would be like for modifier, just hit -9?
Yes, please.
I can hear that chew toy.
Sorry, honey, come here. Yeah, good girl, good girl, good girl. Get this, get this.
Don't you want a skunk?
Good girl.
No.
Good girl. All right. Okay, 2. Oh, even with a -9, you got. That's fucking awesome, Dave.
Wow.
So even in spite of the this hail of gunfire coming in, once again the wasp is just, or Janet, I should say, is you get a picture. It's zipping along the along the outside near where the like where the water is, and the water's being churned up in the darkness by this what do you call it? By this cannon or machine gun that's firing out, but it does not connect with you. Great job. Okay, so that is him. Next up is Vendry. What are you doing?
Okay, so stealth is no longer an option?
Stealth is no longer an option for Oscar.
Okay, but I'm going to try and run away from where he is.
Sure.
And I have one question about my my area, my holographic drone.
Yep.
Is it like a hologram like Star Wars, or is it a hologram like Total Recall where you can say,
yep,
you know, you think I'm the real Quaid?
It's like that. It's a completely believable, like sounding and looking hologram.
Okay, I'm gonna for now. I'm gonna run and take cover for stealth.
Okay.
And try and attempt to hide.
Sure. Give me a sneak check, and I'll give you. Actually, I'm going to give you +4 to your dice pool because of the amount of foliage and the amount of and it's dark out.
I'm looking for sneaking. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Situational modifiers.
+4. Nice. Awesome. So you disappear into the jungle.
Cool.
Okay. And then it is. What did I do here? There we go. All right. Next up is Pash. What are you doing?
Is Janet successful in drawing away the Aguilar?
It definitely has the attention of the Aguilar at this point. Now it can try and get away if you want. Brent, can you do me a favor?
Shoot, sure.
Go to the glossary of the core book and see if the vehicle control rig gives a bonus to initiative. Just look up vehicle control rig and look at whatever entries there are for that.
Okay.
So I get the feeling it gives like a +10, but I don't want to, because Dave's initiative.
And he's got a rank 2 one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So so what do you want to do, Dave? Do you want to like, you've definitely got his attention right now. Are you trying to like zoom away and see if it'll follow you or what?
You know what? I think Pash will actually engage with Janet.
Okay.
Just to make sure. Like the last thing that he'd want is to start booking it, thinking that the Aguilar is going to follow. I think he's gonna. He wants to know that there's enough aggro there that it's a for sure thing.
As an FYI too, you can give an order as a simple action to the Argent Shadow as well.
Okay.
Currently, I think what you said is drop off the guys, and then it was going to get away. Is that right?
Yeah. You know what? Then if that's if Pash is able to do that, he'll have the Argent Shadow essentially take cover, so kind of bury itself in a fairly dense area of foliage.
You mean crash?
No, but it can land, can't it?
If it's using, it can land, but I mean, like, it would be a sitting duck. If you want to land it in the foliage, you can make a roll for that, but that would be at the pilot, like the default pilot. Like I said, like the autopilot is okay for like, go to this location and wait for me. It's not great for, navigate yourself through a thick jungle. You may want to jump in if you want to do that. But that means you're not going to be in the, what do you call it? That means you're not going to be in the Janet anymore.
Yeah. No, then you know what? I'll just I'll give it instructions to kind of find the to stay hovering in an area that offers the most cover, I guess.
Yeah, like it's an aircraft. I'm not sure if you're getting close to any kind of thing where you're like, look, go and like hover in trees. It's going to make a piloting check, and it's going to risk, consequences from that. To make those kind of like calculated, careful maneuvers, where it's going to be getting close to something so that it gets cover, you're going to have to be in there.
Okay.
Let me phrase that. You can make the check for the Argent Shadow on the autopilot, but it's going to be at its autopilot. What are you crying for? Big sack.
Hey, Kev.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says it provides its rating to all dice pools while in the vehicle.
Yep.
On all vehicle skill tests. So I'm assuming that would be initiative?
No, initiative is not a skill check.
Okay, and it said additionally this might be useful when he's jumped in. it adds its bonus to handling and speed.
Yeah, that's already included as well for the limits. Because the handling and speed is the limits for those tests away in chase tests.
Yeah, it might be his muscle enhancements that add to his initiative. I know there's some way of getting.
Yeah, that's weird that it's not. I know in previous editions it did adjust the modifier or just the initiative, but whatever. We'll deal with that afterwards. Okay, so Dave, what is it you're doing this round then?
Okay, so basically the Argent Shadow will go and fuck off somewhere, and Janet's gonna basically pepper the Aguilar.
Awesome. Okay, so you're hopped into the Janet. The Argent Shadow, kind of starts making its way down the coast or out to sea or what?
Down the coast.
Down the coast. Awesome. Okay, so it's making its way down the coast. Now you get to do the fun stuff. Go onto your. You are jumped in, right?
Yep.
So go ahead and click on the weapon on the what do you call it? On the Janet. Just click on the dice here, and it should roll that for you.
Yep. Modifiers.
Modifiers. I'm assuming it's smart link, so we have +2, and that's it. And then, what is the firing rate for that? Is that full auto?
Give me a second here. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so that means it's -9 to its defense then. So go ahead and make your roll.
And that's a +2, sir?
Yes, please. I'll get the dodge ready here. Whoa, shit! That is awesome. Okay, so it has -9 to its dodge. So it's once again rolling 1. But it's sort of like 0 successes, which means you did 17 damage with AP -3. So let's see if that actually did some pierce this thing's armor. All right, so that is a soak I need to roll, and it's -9 because of the full auto. I rolled, only 11 successes. It takes 6 points of damage.
Nice. Only 11 successes. What?
Yeah, so it's oh yes, right. Okay, sorry, I was just checking. Awesome. So your shots, Dave, are much more accurate. They find some of the softer, more I guess less armored areas, and part of the side of the canopy is torn apart and chewed up by this what do you call it? By the light cannon on what do you call it? On the Janet. Okay, so next up is Dash. What are you doing?
I'm going to continue walking towards cover, and I'm going to use a complex action to cast a spell.
Brent, your walk happens over the whole round, right? Like you don't get extra movement out of it.
Right, okay.
The total amount of movement is split over, even though you got multiple actions.
Okay, so I am going to cast Deflection.
Awesome. Pick your force and whatever else, and then click your roll. And then next up will be Oddball. What are you doing, Odd?
Oh, I guess I'm gonna fire my Ares Antioch at this thing.
Okay, nice.
So it's only what's SS stand for?
A single shot.
Okay, so it's just a single shot weapon.
Okay, Brent, so you took 1 drain. So go ahead and mark that down on your character sheet.
Okay.
So I guess I just roll it. Is there anything I can do, like aim or anything, to improve this shot?
Here, your dice modifier will be 2 for your smart gun link. And then as a simple action, hold on, I think you can aim. Oop. Someone's playing.
Right. Or what's call a shot do?
Call shot is to hit someone in the face, so hit someone where they're unarmored.
Oh, okay.
Something like
Or
that.
you can take it -4 dice to hit, and then you can do different stuff like, say, getting +2 points or +2 dice to damage.
Like try and aim where it's weak, like try and hit it in the rotor or hit it like...
Yeah, that's called a vital shot. So you roll 4 dice less, but if you hit, your damage value increases by 2.
You think it's worth it?
If you're rolling a lot of dice, yeah.
So how do I know how many dice I'm rolling? Oh, there, beside the weapon. Okay. So I'm rolling 11 dice. I don't know if that's a lot.
On average, every 3 dice will get you a success.
And how many successes do I need to hit this thing?
Well, none. It gets a chance to defend.
So yeah, if it's...
And it has like 1 billion armor.
It's got a shit ton of armor.
Then you probably want to... you would help get... Your higher damage value might help get through the armor, so probably taking the -4 penalty, it might help it dodge completely, but it would also help trying to get it through the armor.
Okay.
Using your grenade, I mean, I guess it needs to connect in order to detonate. Otherwise, it's going to detonate somewhere in the sky. So take aim would give you +1 to hit, or +1 to your dice modifier.
Like meaning roll 1 more dice.
Yes.
Whereas a called shot will take 4 dice away, but do more damage.
So
and how do I see how much damage the gun does?
Oh, where's culture?
Is it under the gun itself?
The DV, yeah. The DV of the gun is the damage. That's the damage value.
Oh, the DV. Where the heck's the DV? I don't see DV.
It's there. Hold on. How about your DV is? Let's see. It is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th column over. So which one are you using?
The
Ares Antioch?
Yeah.
16 DV. 16 damage.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah. So I think just connecting with this is probably more important than trying for a called shot, because you don't want this thing to dodge your shot.
So it always gets to dodge even if it's not paying attention to you?
Yeah, all of you guys always get a defense check. It's just like if you're attacking from surprise or something like that where it wouldn't have an opportunity to respond.
So what kind of a dodge does this thing have?
You don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
It's successfully, like, it didn't avoid the hail of gunfire from Steve, but it's also, you can picture this thing's like moving around sort of in a circular dogfight with the Janet at this point. So it's
Janet.
Yeah.
And how many successes did you rolled 4 successes and it didn't dodge? Tough.
Can I do stick and shock?
Okay, I'll
Depends on new Ares Alpha.
You can, but that's going to be way less powerful than your.
Okay. Oddball is going to make a called shot. He's aiming to try and disrupt the rotor.
Okay. So take him. That'll be, let's see here, -4, but then +2 because of your smart gun link.
So just -2.
And then actually +1. I'm going to assume you're going to take aim as well. So it'll be -1 in total.
Okay. So fire the weapon, -1. It's not bad.
Okay, how'd you do?
There we go.
Success.
More
Nice.
success.
Okay, so let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna check. I may be rolling the wrong dice pool here. No, it's not. Awesome. Okay, shit. So, I just realized that I can actually make my dodge checks without changing pages. Another reason to love this fucking sheet here. So, yeah, this thing is moving around too quickly, so it fires wide. Somewhere off in the water, there's an explosion as it goes off. Okay, so that is oddball. You're down to a 1. Next up is Oscar de Oro.
Oscar de Oro.
And so you say, do I have some sort of tactical tool? Like, can I stun it somehow, or like with a shocker or something like that?
Against a giant helicopter. This is effectively like an Apache attack chopper, right?
Right.
A taser's not going to do shit against it.
Yeah. Okay, let's punch that armor. All right, here we go.
Okay, so you're gonna try the Valiant again?
Exactly, and let's go full auto. It's gonna keep cracking off.
Oh, here's an interesting point though. If you I don't think Brent, can you call a shot with full auto? I don't think so, eh?
I don't know. It's never occurred to me to check that out, but that would seem kind of difficult.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't think
burst.
Give me a second. I'll look that up.
Yeah, please. I'm Brent. The rules for that are page 180. Well, let's make your roll first, Steve, and then if we need to re-roll, we'll do that.
All right. And I get that +2. Is that right?
+2 because your smart gun. Yeah.
Smarty gun.
So Dave, for Corey too, I just realized if you roll the evasion dice on your vehicle, see at the bottom, that will roll the dodge test for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so again, you're firing away. Let's make the dodge check for him. Let's see here. It's at -9. So you use up another 10 ammo, I believe. So you're down to 20 rounds. 0 successes. So you do 12 damage. That's right, and it's -2 AC. See how it does. The 12. What am I? Oh, I'm rolling for the wrong fucking thing. I'm rolling for one of the drones. Nice. So the evasion still stands, but I do need to roll the drone again. Or the, soak again. Let's see here. 15 successes. So, again, it's all rattling off the side.
Oh, no.
Armored hide. This thing is fucking tough.
That was bloating.
All right, so that means you are out of actions now.
Okay. So I looked at it. It takes a free it says nothing against using burst fire. It takes a free action, and then you get a -4 to your dice pool penalty. So I guess if you could do it while you're firing full auto.
So you could okay, so here let's
But what I wonder if you guys, what you could do as opposed to what you're doing now is you could do something like called a trick shot. So instead of trying to damage this thing, because it's obviously pretty heavily armored against small arms fire, you would give if you do a trick shot, like say, I know, pelting the pilot's compartment with a bunch of bullets or something like that.
Right.
It would give that person's the guy who's flying it -4 to their next action.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of cool. That's interesting.
Blind them with
but these guys are riggers though. Like they're cybernetically linked in there or something. They're gonna get blinded. Their senses are dulled right now. What I will allow though is if you make a perception check to detect where it's like the sensor hub is on it, then I'll let you make that trick shot against that.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
So I don't want to say no to that plan, but I do want I want to reflect the reality of the situation. So Dave, this thing is angry with you. Like it tries to gain some altitude and again kind of is blazing away with its gun. So let's see how it does. It's got a modifier of the smart gun link. I got 5 successes. So would you kindly make a dodge at -9?
Sweet.
So just click on your evasion on the Janet, and then hit -9 for your dice modifier. You need 5 successes. Oh. All right, so we're going to learn how you take damage now. So Dave, you are at let's see here. If you're taking 13 points of damage, so would you kindly click on soak under the Janet and apply a -3 dice modifier for the armor piercing? Let's see how you do. Weesh. So that means the Janet takes 9 points of damage. So let's see, how is she doing? So Dave, next to the physical, where it says physical and then condition, click on that 0 and enter a 9, and then hit enter. That's how much damage you've taken. Ooh, so more than half. Good gosh. All right, so this thing responds in kind with those giant machine that's firing, and the Janet is being chewed up. But that's it for its turn. Vendry, you have an action now. What would you like to do? You've hidden in the bushes?
I've hidden in the bushes. How far are we out from the camp?
Brent, how far did you say? About 3 kilometers?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, I'm going to. Can I call a shot and try and hit the rotor assembly of that helicopter?
You can.
What you might be better doing, because it's hard to get through the armor, is there something called a dirty trick where you do something to distract the operator or the person, your target?
Brent, what I just said a moment ago, I think you were looking at the rules for it, is that I'm because this is a rigger who's running this thing, I'm going to need you guys to make a perception check to see where the sensor hub is.
Oh, okay.
First, right? Because you could do that, right? Like, because that's how his or her connection is functioning. So
no, I'm just gonna take a shot and try and get to the armor.
Okay. So go ahead and pick a weapon. I'm gonna suggest the submachine gun. Submachine gun be fired in semi-automatic burst fire. Burst fire gives a -2 penalty.
I'm gonna go for semi-automatic.
Okay. So that's no dice penalty then. What I mean is dice penalty to their defense. The more bullets you fire, the better, the harder it is for them to avoid.
Yeah, but I have to get through that armor, right?
You're right, but there's no penalty to your attack. Whatever rate of fire you're firing, it doesn't affect your penalty or your roll whatsoever.
Yeah, okay. Sort of by the mechanics, the more bullets you put up. Yeah.
Okay. So Cork, that means it's going to apply a -5 to its defense. So go ahead and make your roll. Click on whatever gun you're firing.
I think I clicked on it.
It should ask you for a dice modifier as well.
Oh, right. 0.
Yep, 0. 2 successes. All right. So Ares pressure. So you took your pistol out. That's your Corey. Your HK-227. That's your submachine gun. Go ahead and click on that.
Shit. Sorry.
That's okay.
All right.
Yeah, 2 successes again. Actually, the Predator may have been better to use. It's got better armor piercing. Okay, so you've blazed away with your submachine gun, and let's see how his defense did. The evasion, it was -5 because you're full auto. Let's see, 0 successes. So you at least hit. Rolled soak, no modifier. 11 successes. So unfortunately, your bullets are ricocheting off of it, just like Oscar's.
Okay.
But this thing is being lit up. All right. So then that.
Okay. I gave you guys bad advice about the vital shot. The only times you really want to use a vital shot is if you're approaching your physical limit for successes, which I don't think that really applies for most of us, or if your damage value is less than their armor value, then it's stun versus actual damage.
Okay. We'll ignore that for now. Your turn. Okay. What are you doing?
I am going to cast myself another spell.
Okay. What do you want to cast?
I'm going to cast Detect Enemies. And I will put it at a force of 4. Give me 1 second to get it out here.
That's the end of your round. Then Oddball, you're the last one that gets to act this round.
Okay, I'm doing the exact same thing as last round.
Okay, so make your shot. I'll make the dodge check for it. 2 successes.
Oh.
I don't think at this point, no. Oh, you know what? It may actually, it may help or prevent this thing from contacting other things, maybe. Although it may also interfere with the rigger, the other like Pasha's signals.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I did something wrong here.
What'd you do?
It said I had an incoming drain of 40, which is right out.
Yeah, so you entered the force, I think, of too high, Brent. Go ahead and just click it again.
Oh, yeah.
Hold up. You know, actually, before I say it, that may be, hold on. That may have been my error. What is you cast which one?
Detect Enemies.
No, that should have worked fine. Yeah, you go try it again.
So force of 4. Raise limit. Increase drain 0. 0 drain bonus.
It could be 40. Okay, that's fucked up again. Hold up. Why is that?
And it keeps giving the exact same results.
Okay, hold on. Which one was that? That was detect enemies?
Right.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah, there's a zero. There's a zero type somewhere where there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It should be 4. Just take the 0 away.
No, because it's.
And all the results are supposed to be random, but it's always this one gave 4 successes.
No. Okay, so I just rolled 4 here, Brent, and once again it did 40. So that's I don't know why it's doing none of the other spells did that, right?
No, I've only cast 2, and this was the only one that did.
Well, the drain will be 4 because it's the drain modifier is 0, so the 4 is correct. Jeff's right that way. So you're taking 2 drain from that, Brent.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that is and Jeff. I was rolling the evasion for the Aguilar, and it rolled 3 successes. So unfortunately, once again, it gets out of the way. All right, that is the end of the round, guys. Would you kindly click on your token and then click on initiative? Remember to click on your token first, or it won't add the add you into the initiative tracker properly.
Yabba dabba do. So my high explosives won't be better against the armor.
Oh, you know what, Dave? There's actually an initiative check next to the vehicles as well.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay, hang on. I just got to modify mine. I've got 2 spells going.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah, that's the shit.
So my explosives will be better against the armor, right?
What explosives?
I have grenades and explosive shells.
Grenades. Again, like you get a picture where this is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would have to drop.
What about explosive shells?
What I want you to do is figure out which of those weapons you've got on you right now.
Okay.
Because you can't be like.
Okay.
I don't think you've got everything on there. Those would have been all in the locker, but I will let you pick which of those ones that you would have brought with you on this mission.
Okay.
Okay, so I think let me put everyone in descending order here. Let's see who's up first. Watershock, Dash, you're up first again.
Okay, so I will move to and find cover amongst the trees. I don't know. Am I pretty close now?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Are you gonna try and you want to try and hide here or what?
Yeah. So once I get to the trees, I'll take cover. My detect enemies is equal to I can detect people who are hostile to me within 160 meters.
Okay. You cannot. You're not detecting any apart from obviously the chopper.
Okay.
There is something living in the chopper as well. Okay, so it's you. Next up is Oddball. What are you doing?
He's gonna try the same thing one last time.
Okay.
He hasn't quite given up on this yet. Let's see here. This thing. Aha!
Yes.
Blam.
That is way better. Let's see how. Okay, I need to fuck up my.
On big money, no whammies, no.
Evade, miss. Yes, you hit 2 successes.
Aha!
So that's 18 points of damage.
Nice.
AP minus 2 as well. So let's hear.
Panel flies up the side.
AP minus 2.
Finally rattled that armor.
8 points of damage to this thing. So that is great. You finally. What is it? Does Oddball say something when it finally connects?
He's like, 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Patoom, bam, patoom, bam, patoom, and then it rocks this thing to the side. You think you've really, really connected. Okay. Next up is Pash. What are you doing?
You know what? Janet's going to run away. As a matter of fact, Janet is going to run in the same direction as the Argent Shadow down the coast.
Okay. So what I'd like you to do is hold on here. This is a chase because this thing is going to be coming after you. So what I need you to do is hold up. One small tidbit that I thought was in a book that's this fucking big. Why would you put the vehicle combat rules here and then the rigor rules here? Like
I don't know. They
in the same area. Anyway, whatever. I'm sure there was a logic to why they did that, but I just failed to see it right now. Okay. So, Dave, would you kindly make? Let me just quick take a peek at your skills here. Sorry for changing your sheet around here. One sec. It's all right. Okay, yeah, great. There you go. Back. Would you kindly make a click on the? Let's see here. On the maneuver check. On the next to the wasp. Let's see how it does.
Modifiers?
Modifiers are 0.
Not evasion?
No.
Okay.
Evasion is dodging.
Is my limit handling or speed?
Your limit is hear speed.
Hear speed?
Yeah, because you're just trying to get the fuck away from this guy.
Okay.
Okay, so Dave, just to understand how that works, there's something in this game, and this is something for all you guys to know. Brent mentioned a moment ago about the limit. What the limit is it's how many maximum successes you can get in a roll. You see on your rolls, there's things like your physical limit and whatever else. The way that chases work in this is there either chases that rely on speed, just trying to fucking peel out and get away from the person chasing you, where no other factor comes into play. Or there's handling, where it's like weaving through streets and stuff like that, or weaving through, lay on a speeder bike through the, trees and stuff like that. That determines which one sets your limit.
Gotcha.
So if you've got a really maneuverable, kind of slow vehicle, you want to dive into cover and try and lose your opponent. If you've got a really fast vehicle that's got shit handling, you want to use speed just to try and get the fuck out of there.
Okay.
Okay, so and hold on here. Oh yeah, okay, so how'd you do? 3, okay. So you're trying to pull away. That means you're actually able to pull to a distance of 150 meters away from this thing.
Okay. Can I command the Argent Shadow to basically hold a flying pattern where it is like no longer start vacating?
So you're trying to do so to get it to stop moving or what?
Yeah, basically.
Yes, absolutely. Do you want to stay in the Janet, or do you want to hop into the Argent Shadow?
Well, basically, the plan is when Janet basically intercepts the Argent Shadow, that's when Pash will make the jump from one to the other.
Sure.
And then, yeah.
Why don't you
acrobatics?
No, he means metaphorically.
Or do I?
Yeah, we're not actually physically in the Janet, so.
Can't you get the Janet to crash into the other ship?
Yes, in theory that is absolutely possible.
I understand it's a dollar value decision, but this is a one shot.
Yeah, but Corey, my brain is the Janet.
No, you don't crash. You're just projecting your senses. It's like an advanced remote control. Your brain's not physically there.
You'll suffer some stun from dump shock if it crashes while you're still in it, but you're not going to suffer physical damage.
Well, that's what I mean, though. I mean,
you disconnect right before it hits.
Well, there's also, I would point out the weaponry on the Argent Shadow is significantly better than on the Janet.
So I'm thinking the Janet is expendable at this point.
See, I'm like, I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, only if the PCs realize this was a one shot.
I think Vendry and all his inarcations always considers it a one shot. That's the way he rolls.
I thought it was easier to bring down, guys.
I think we figured that out, though.
Okay. So that is so that's what you're doing. Dave, I'm going to say that I was just trying to think of the comparative speed. If you're doing speed, the Argent Shadow is actually faster. So maybe the Argent Shadow is sort of at extreme range at this point, which means it is about 300 meters away. So it'll be another one more segment, and you'll maybe reach it.
Okay.
But I mean, again, like you can cast your mind back into the Argent Shadow anytime you want. Okay. Next up is Oscar de Oro.
Oscar. So I would get, if I could do the target thing, that would be a -4 to their hit.
It'd be a -4 to your to hit.
Okay.
And then it'll do 2 more damage.
Oh,
because you're hitting the thing. So.
Well, so that's the distracting shot that I was talking about. Sorry.
No, okay, so the distracting shot, what you need to do is make a perception check first to see if you can spot where this thing is.
Okay.
And I think I want to put the threshold at 3.
3
So
successes?
you get 3 successes on a perception check. You'll be able to spot where the sensor hub is, and then you can make that shot.
And then what's sort of the effect when I do that?
Brent, what was the effect of the distracting shot again?
They get -4 to dice pool penalty to their next action.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. And I still get damage. I still get full damage, and I can still do full auto.
Brent, does it do damage as well as that, or just? I mean, you're suffering a penalty to your attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe so. It's called. Wait, hang on. Let me.
I'm going to assume so. You tell me if I'm wrong afterwards, but that's fine. So make a perception check. Let's
go for it. Let's go for it.
Let's make a perception check first.
Boom. No modifiers.
No dice modifiers. No.
Kablam! Oh.
All right. You can't see it. The thing's moving too quickly. There's, whatever. So you still now you only have a simple action though. You can't fire full auto. You can fire.
Okay, what can I fire?
Well, you can fire a simple version of full auto, which means only -5 to their dice penalty, or to their dodge.
Okay, well let's shoot. I tried. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Skills here.
Get ready to do the evasion.
What am I doing here?
Actually,
main. There we go. Main. All right. So here we go. And so is that so it's not full auto now. It's a short burst.
Yeah.
Is it?
You do click on it. It won't make a difference in your dice roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It will display differently, I think. Okay. All right.
Boom.
Boom. 5 successes is good. But it's got -5 to its dodge. 2 successes. We need it with 3, so it's 11 damage with -2 to the armor piercing. Let's see how it does. It gets 11 successes again.
Oh, come off it.
So once again, you did 3, so it was third. Well, I only got 11 though, so I mean you did actually do some damage this time. Because it was 14 damage, -2 is 12. You do 1 point of damage to it. So
I take that.
It's a little more. It's more than it had before. Okay. So next up is Vendry. What are you doing? So Vendry, you were firing your Cork's muted. Cork, you there? You may be getting a pizza.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Hey, tell him his eyeballs are expendable because it's a one-shot.
Only one of my eyeballs is expendable. What's the range on those eyeballs?
You mean to try and blow them up?
No, I want to get them inside that air tank on the picture and then blow them up.
Right, but they don't do actually. It creates smoke and flash. There's not really an appreciable explosive force to them.
Will it look cool?
It'll look like smoke's coming out of it for a brief period.
Okay, I'm gonna open up with my my gun again.
Okay. So go ahead and click on the HK227. Nice, sweetie. 2 successes, okay, and it's got -5 to its evasion. Let's see how it does. Emily's trying to steal Steve's spot. Only 1 you hit, Cork. So 8 points of damage. No armor piercing, so soak's gonna be pretty good here. Yeah, so again, you're riddling its hull, but nothing seems to be getting through to actually damage it. That is not great. All right, next up is the Aguilar. Wait, hold on, that's not right. Oh, the Aguilar hasn't acted this round. That's why I did that. Hold on. So the Aguilar gets to fire now. It is actually not going to fire. It is going to try and pursue the Janet using speed. Let's see how it does. Gets 5 successes. So it definitely is keeping pace with the Janet and actually pulls a little bit further ahead. So you see this thing goes zooming past the Janet, and it sort of positions itself in the way, and it brings its what do you call it? Its guns up to bear. So next up is, let me get these in the correct order here. Sending Dash, you are up. What would you like to do?
Okay, well, I'm pretty useless for the rest of this fight. So what I am going to do is take my. You know what? Fuck it. Maybe I can help out. Because of that detect enemies, I got because of the number of successes I get detailed information about my the guy operating it. Is there anything useful that I could pass on to any of the other guys?
I don't think so, Brent. No, sorry. If you can think of something that might be useful in that situation, I'm happy to hear it, but I can't think of anything.
Okay, that's fine. What I'll do is just I'll just assess the area astrally to see
What's
if
the
I
range
can.
again, Brent? 160?
Yeah, I guess it's way out of range now too.
It's out of range at this point.
Okay, yeah, I'll just assess the area.
Sure. Okay. So making sure that no weird mantises come sneaking up on you. Good plan.
And just start to become comfortable with it too.
Yeah. Okay. Oddball, you're up now.
Oh,
Well, this thing is now at 300.
it flew away.
Yeah, it went pursuing after the Janet, and the range you're. Well, it's an extreme range. You can -6 to your dice pool penalty, but you could try another shot.
Does it still have the same ability to dodge?
It does, yes.
Okay. Well, no, that's just a waste of a grenade.
Okay.
Is that my farthest shooting weapon?
What other weapons do you have?
I have a HK 227 and what's that?
Submachine gun's max range is 150.
And an Ares Predator V.
That's a pistol, which is a max range of 60.
Okay.
So
The only guy who might still have something in range is anyone with an assault or sniper rifle.
heavy machine gun, I think, too.
Okay.
Light machine gun. Light machine gun. This thing's only at medium range. Yeah. So, okay. So on ball, I'm just going to skip you for now until the mantis attacks. I mean, until something else comes up. Next up is Pash. So you got this thing interposing itself between you and, or the Janet and the Argent Shadow. What do you want to do?
You know what? Pash is going to jump into the shadow.
Okay, so simple action. You're into the shadow now. What would you like to do with your next simple action?
Am I within range to attack?
Yes, I think I said that the shadow was at about 300, which means it's about 150 away. What are the weapons of the shadow? The shadow's got a heavy machine gun, which would put that at long range, and then an assault cannon, which would put it at medium range.
Yeah, it's got the RPK, which I'm assuming is the machine gun. It says explosive, but I don't know what that actually refers to.
That'll be factored into the stats.
Okay.
Pash, here we go. Pash. Yeah,
You know what?
that's the machine gun.
Let's go with the crime cannon.
The crime cannon is a good -6 AP. Damage value is 16. Holy fuck. All right, so we're going to assume there's a smart link on that. So, wait, do you have a smart link in your cyberware?
Give me a second to confirm. I don't actually see it anywhere.
Oh, maybe you don't then. I honestly don't remember who had Who had it? Who did not?
I've got a dog wagon, platinum, a med kit, sunglasses.
Your enhancements you want to look for. You do have a smart link.
Oh, thank God.
Yep. Okay, so what that means then is, so you're going to make an attack with that crime cannon. It is single shot or semi-automatic, so you can shoot it as a simple action. You have +2 because of the smart link and -1 because of the range. So it's a net +1 dice modifier. Go ahead and make your attack, and let's see how the 6 successes, not bad. Let's see how the Aguilar does in its evasion. Bada-boom! It hits. Only 4! You hit. So this thing is clearly not paying attention. You can sort of picture the Argent Shadow is like, roaring along the coast, and then suddenly, makes a really tight turn, and then brings to bear the massive cannon, which slams into the side of this thing. So that's a total of 18 damage with -6 to its armor. Let's see how that handles it. 18. Another 7. This thing's blown from the sky.
Oh yeah! Woo!
Oh. So what is this? So you can sort of picture it flies around and then bam, explodes this thing, and then the Janet and the Argent Shadow go, kind of fly over each other. So,
Maverick!
That was a good
Bugs the control tower. Okay, so you guys on the you guys on the beach probably see this, and then do you pass any? You're still able to contact everyone through the comm link while you're hopped in too, Dave. You see anything to them?
Yep. I'll just say air is clear.
Nice. Okay. So then, what is the plan, guys?
Well, hopefully they just thought it was an aerial attack and didn't report that people are coming to the base.
Okay. So then what I think I'll get you guys to do is I actually don't know how to do group checks in this. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll have the person with the lowest sneaking. We'll have everyone roll sneaking, and then we'll take an average between the lowest successes and the highest successes, and that'll just be the net successes. Does that sound fine?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and make that check for me, guys. Let's see how everyone does.
Oh.
Shoot. Sorry, guys. Before you roll, I will give you a bonus of 2. You get +2 to your situational modifier, so you can go ahead and re-roll yours, Vendry.
All right.
I think keep mine.
+2?
Yeah. +2, please. Yeah. Did you roll quite well for yours?
Yeah, fine. I'll do that.
Okay, sure. You're not at your physical limit yet, though, so you could have rolled more.
Oh, really? So, like, roll
If you want.
2 more dice? Like,
just roll 2d6. Or click on the thing and roll 2d6. If you roll 5 or 6, it counts as an extra success.
And what did you say, Kev? Plus what?
+2.
+2.
I was picking because of the darkness. Nada. 1-1. Okay.
Oh, gross.
Well, Otto, you're pretty good at blowing shit up. You're not super great at sneaky shit.
Sure I am. My sneaking is 9 dice.
Is it really? 9's
that's
not.
pretty good.
Yeah, you should have got 3 successes on average, but.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like 6 is our highest and 1 is our lowest. Was that Jeff? Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, it's okay. I just got 4 1s on that roll.
Oh, shit. Okay, so I think the highest is a 6, the lowest is a 1, which means about an average of 3, rounding down. So that will be the threshold for anyone trying to detect. So tell me about your progress, guys. How are you sort of approaching this camp? Obviously stealthily, but I mean, like, are you planning on leaving some people behind you, someone else to go reconnoiter the camp? You want to have flyover the drones?
I wanna branch off from the group and kind of like if they're coming from the north, I'll come from the east, and I want to kind of like scope out the camp.
Okay.
I think I can come with you. I'm equally as good as or stealthy.
Are you?
I think so.
Well, also, Brent could, in theory, he could cast this improved invisibility twice, and you're both invisible to like everything, including technology, until he makes you visible again.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna hold off casting spells until we get close. I've got my detect enemies up, and I want to get a better idea of what's in this camp.
Okay, hold on, Brent. Do you want to take a? Oh, are you just gonna? You need an hour to do your recovery for your stealth or your stun. You're just gonna carry that stun you've taken so far.
Are we gonna? Do we have time to? Are we gonna take a break? Like.
You're gonna need an hour to do that, is what I'm saying. So if you talk amongst yourselves, if you want to take an hour,
I'm not staying out here for an hour like a sitting duck. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, we're hidden in the jungle.
Yeah, but I mean, you're thinking game mechanics. I'm thinking, is another ship going to show up?
Yeah, okay. If we can keep moving, then.
Is a man-eating mantis going to show up?
The one thing I would suggest is. Oscar's got a big sniper rifle, so if anyone branches off, maybe he can get a good position on the camp and set up and get ready to be our long-range sniper.
One shot, one kill.
And then you can do like the cool, like, big caliber sniper from and then you'll be completely covered at a range, and then you can support us with these big-ass shots.
Sure, like single shots?
Yeah. You have a big ass sniper rifles only do single shots, but they've got one hell of a damage to them usually.
Take a look at your thing. I think you do. Right. It should be listed in the notes of each weapon as to what kind of weapon it is. Okay. So, you're gonna try and position Oscar to do Overwatch for this place, you said?
Yeah.
Yep, sniper rifle. All right.
Okay. Let's see here.
Explosive rounds, nice.
Yeah.
What are we trying to do to this camp?
Well, you were trying to drop off the supplies there, right? But because the war with Azatlan, the front line seems to have pushed further forward, and there was this helicopter over the camp. You're assuming that there's not that something bad has happened.
Okay, so we're just assuming it's bad.
Right. That's why I'm thinking we should, go in and stealth. I've got a spell right now that if anything that has, I can learn detailed information about anything with a hostile intent within 160 meters.
You're detecting the dungeon master, dude.
Why don't you two just stealth in there and come back and report to us?
Yeah. Except instead of coming back and report, we can just use our comm links.
Right. But I mean, we'll be like close by. We're like, well,
yeah.
Well, technically, I don't.
I totally agree with that. And then Oscar, while we're scouting out, can set up a good sniper position.
Sure.
Technically, I don't report to you. I report to Alejandro. So.
All right.
You're not the boss of me.
Exactly. So yeah, let's get that spell cast, dude.
Okay, it's already been cast. I've just been maintaining it. So we just gotta walk there now or move there.
Okay, the spell, you mean to detect the enemies, not the invisibility, right?
I mean
right.
The invisibility.
Oh, I don't see the need for an invisibility right now.
Why is that?
Because we're moving through a jungle. We're both stealthy.
Does it have a time limit on it?
It does when I cast a spell. It does like subdual damage. It does like stun damage.
The way that magic works in Shadowrun is like when if you have the ability to cast spells, the way that they manifest is you pass the magical energy through your body to act as sort of a conduit to manifest the magic. And what that can do is, depending on how powerful the spell is and how well you cast it, it can do it can exhaust you. It can be like fatiguing damage. Or if it's a really juiced up spell, it can actually do like nerve damage and like muscle spasms and like cuts and shit like that.
I can't wait to see that.
So what's happening to give you guys an idea, what's happening with me right now or my character is I cast 2 spells and I've drained, so I'm getting a -1 penalty to all rolls for a wound penalty. And because I'm trying to maintain 2 spells simultaneously, I'm also getting a -2 concentration penalty. So every time any roll I make, I have to subtract 3 dice.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. So
So invisibility is an option, but I'm going to hold off. I think I'm gonna go with the detect enemies, and I don't want to get rid of my deflect spell because then I'll have to recast it and probably drain myself further once we get into combat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And how much drain do you check to see if you've shit your pants?
Okay, so you know how you got like under your damage tracks where it says stun. When my health gets to 0, I pass out.
Oh, okay.
And empty your bowel.
Yeah.
And then I empty my bowels.
Then void bowels.
Do you have one? Does your character have one on deck, or
no?
like is he like I'm just wondering, is he like farting every 30 seconds? Like
No, I was talking to Kevin about the fling spell, but he decided not to incorporate that into the character. Otherwise, it'd be my dying action to fling some poo.
Well, if the farts if the farts get to be like every step or every other step, I would suggest you go into the jungle and just take care of it.
Well, no, just go invisible, go into the camp.
Oh yeah, no one can see you.
Yeah.
No one can see you, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got modern tech. All we have to do is get close to the camp, and I'll know exactly. As soon as I'm 160 meters away, I'll know who's in the camp.
Okay.
Then just go to 160 meters and tell us already.
Okay.
Or I could start shooting grenades in there.
I get the sense your character like talks a lot about and boasts a lot about the magic you can do, but you just like jazzed about the fact that you can do something and not actually doing it.
It does. He's currently effectively rocking a pretty vicious headache right now.
Yeah.
It hasn't gotten beyond that, but he's got like a pre-migraine.
Okay, we're gonna double pace it to the camp.
Okay, let me just. I want to check the wording on detect enemies. Okay. All right.
And I got 4 successes.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so you, what do you call it? You take up your positions, guys. Oddball and Pastor, where are you in this plan right now? Are you like, do you want to deploy your drones or?
You know what? Pash will use Janet to run a perimeter around the camp and just keep sensors open so that if anything shows up, he can let the guys know.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, you could use the sensors on the Argent Shadow. I mean, you want to keep a distance still, but you could use those to try and get a clearer read on any life signs in the camp.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So let me see here. You're going to roll perception for me, please. And the limit will be a 5 on it because of the, I think that's the sensors on your, what do you call it? On your sensors on the Argent Shadow.
Okay.
Let's see how precise you can get them.
No modifiers?
No modifiers.
Okay, that didn't work.
What happened?
Nothing evidently happened.
Oh, no, there it is. Just taking its sweet time. Okay, so you're detecting some structures that are there, but you're not, there's just too much interference at this point. Like the jungle's just rife with, living things and whatnot, so it's difficult. And then the guys are there as well. So it's, the sensors on the Argent Shadow aren't able to distinguish between the guys there and whether there's anyone else living in the camp. And so what's the distance to the perimeter? Like, are you getting the I guess what I'm asking is, are you trying to get either of those ships in close enough so the engines would be heard, or are you trying to keep them at a discrete distance?
Yeah, no, I mean at a distance. Basically, the perimeter for Janet would be just far enough away to keep the sound of the helicopter being detected, but close enough to be able to, to monitor what's happening both in camp and to make sure that if anything's coming towards it, that he'll be able to give the guys a decent warning on it.
Okay. All right. So what you guys? I'm assuming you communicate that back to the guys. So that means, let me think here. Oh shit! Is Oddball on his own? Did you guys leave Oddball on his own?
Well, I'm assuming Oddball was coming with us.
Oddball.
Like with you would probably come up with Oscar and stuff, right?
So, but Oscar's getting taken. He's gonna be with Oscar in the sniping position, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, but like we still have, like, Oscar's not going to be 3 miles away or 3K away. He's going to be, like a couple 100 feet away from the camp, right?
Yep.
Or whatever the snipe. So, I'm thinking Oddball would come with us. He wouldn't stay 3K back, but maybe he wouldn't get so close as he might be detected.
Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that Oscar and Oddball are together. Is that fair?
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me see here. I just want to make sure I didn't screw you over in weapons here. At the Antioch, you got some fragmentation grenades. You got your spurs. You got the submachine gun. You got a cannon, and you got a katana.
The katana does a fuck ton of damage too with your cyber arms.
Mm. Yeah, that's.
Well, how close are we to getting to the camp to sneak in?
So I was trying to determine where you guys are right now. So I'm going to picture that Jeff and Steve are about, we'll say maybe 100 feet. So it's about 33 yards away. Okay, hidden in the bushes, I guess. And then Vendry and Dash are at the edge of the camp at this point. So now what I'd like you guys to do is I'd like Dash and Vendry to make sneaking checks for me, please. And this is you actually no one picked you up on making your way to the camp and getting ready to go in. You've got Overwatch on the camp,
okay.
But you're
Any
not.
situational modifiers?
Check for me.
Are you giving us any bonuses this time?
I'm going to give you. No, I'm not going to. I'll just apply penalties to It'll be ambient stuff, but some people will have. What do you call it? Some people will have thermographic vision. Some people will not.
That was lame. One.
Oddball's also rolling sneak because he's trying to sneak his hands into Oscar's pants.
Say what? Oscar's like, I'm down with the cyborg stuff, but
what do you see the mode on this arm?
Okay, so sorry guys, I had to open up some NPCs here. All right, Brent, you're not in astral sensing as well, too, right?
No, not right now.
So there'll just be a shit ton of penalties. When someone goes astral, when they're trying to sense the astral plane, incidentally, they look like someone who's kind of spaced out because they're looking like through people and whatnot. They're looking elsewhere. So, all right, Dash, you only got 2. What?
I know. I'm trying to figure that. Okay, 7 bonus 8.
Well, hover over to see how you rolled. Yeah, you rolled ass.
Rolled a million dice and only.
Oh, I did.
Hover over.
Okay, I missed.
Brent, stop talking.
Bonus.
Stop talking. Hover over the 2. It will show you your dice results. I've unlocked the code here. You rolled a 1.
You rolled 14 dice and you got 2 successes. You just dodged really badly.
That's the way things go. So
I think I was supposed to roll more. Okay, because did I not? Okay, because my agility is 7, right?
Your agility's 8.
Oh yeah, okay. Agility's 8. Okay, never mind. That's right. I just rolled shitty.
Yeah, I think we've unlocked it. Even when you roll virtual dice, they can turn against you. Okay, so hold on. Let me quick mocking Brent's dice rolls here, and let's see how these the GM roll. So let's see here. Boom. Ooh. All right. And let me roll for these guys here.
Have we detected any enemies yet?
Just give me a sec here. I'm figuring out how they have responded.
If they notice me, I will tell you if they've detected us.
All right, give me a sec here. I need to set up hold on. What we'll do is the description first. So, Steve, you're looking through like the rain's pounding down, and you're looking into the camp. Looks very much like, there's not giant bugs on the thing there, but it was difficult trying to find something that looked like a jungle shanty town. So it looks like this, but there's no people in there. You're seeing no one, and you're kind of looking around and trying to figure out like where the hell. And Oddball sort of like, what do you see? What do you see behind you?
I don't see anything, man.
Vendry and
No one there, man.
Dash, describe for me how you guys were sort of planning on making your way in here. Again, the camp looks sort of like that. So are you sort of like, hugging against the walls or what?
Well, I'm just out in the forest, maybe a couple meters outside of the camp.
Yep.
And I break off a vine and then drink the water that's coming out of it. And then I rush off into the camp.
Okay. I would.
Except the water was hallucinogenic, and now Vendry's high as fuck.
So when you rolled running into the camp, do you mean like
the outside of the camp? Like I'm basically gonna position myself on one of the outer walls and then send out my drones.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you're like, well, fuck this. I'm running in the middle, like, ah. Okay, cool.
I'm suicidal, but I'm not stupid.
No. So you were super, yeah. So you do that. You go racing over, and you can reach your satchel and bring out one of your drones. Is the hover drone or the what do you call it? Or the hollow drone or the one of those eyeball drones?
The eyeball drone.
Okay. It activates, and just like Dave, you're able to. I'm assuming you've synced up with these things, so you can choose to hop into it and whatever. Okay, Brent, how are you just thinking of your infiltration?
Okay. So what I would have done is I would have stopped once I got into visual range of the camp.
Yep.
And then sort of use my detect enemies, and then stopped and astral sensed as well. So between regular vision, astral sensing, and the detect enemy spell, but I wouldn't have run right up and into the camp. I would stop.
Well, you don't have to. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So say again. You're doing what?
Okay. I'm moving up to visual range. So when I'm in visual range of the camp, I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
And at which point I will rely.
Where the fuck did you think this started?
Huh?
I assumed you were starting like your plan to sneak into the camp was from visual range.
Oh, I thought you meant 3 miles away was the plan to sneak.
The initial sneak rolls were to get you guys to the camp.
Oh, okay. So, okay, well, say I moved up a bit closer then, and then once I can see into the camp, I will I'll use the detect enemies to see if anything notices me, and then I'll, if I can't see anything visually, I'll try and sense things astrally.
Tell you if your detect enemies is going to detect anything. What are you doing now then? You have not detected anything yet.
Okay, so like I said, I'll move so I get a good view of the camp to see if I see anyone moving.
Yep.
And if not, I'm going to go astral.
Okay. So you're now astrally sensing. Make a sensing check for me, please.
Okay. Magic skills. Yeah, I'm just putting in my penalties.
Sorry, guys. What I should have done is made a map of the camp and clearly marked where you guys were, so we didn't have that kind of confusion again.
Brent is usually closest to danger. That helps.
All right. Okay, so that's pretty good, Brent.
Yeah, not bad considering 3 dice of penalties.
Okay, so Brent, there's some weird patterns, I think, that you may need to like study more closely to detect something. A sensing, like just jumping in astral, just gives you a general. I'm using your sensing roll to give you a general sort of like spotting check to see what's there. A sensing used on an individual, like studying a specific aura.
Okay, so I'll just tell everyone. I'll radio in. I see something unusual in the astral. I'm moving in to check it out.
Okay, so
it's a fucking Pokemon, dude.
All right, so you've moved in. Oh shit! I think that. So you're moving slightly inside, Brent, and you're trying to. Where are you trying to keep like cover from? Do you picture it being like near one of the buildings, or again, like you can use the picture on the screen sort of for reference for.
Yeah. So say I see like the aura near one of the buildings, I would use the trees, and then as soon as I get close to the building, sort of come up and pop up and use one of the buildings for cover.
Okay. Okay. So you're against one of the buildings, and all right. So that's the situation right now. I would ask each of you to please click on your token, and then click on initiative, please. Let's get some. I want to get the order first here. Turn order here.
Oh, oddball's ready.
Boom. What's up?
Okay, let's see here. Click on. What is that?
Okay, and before we hit comment, I'm just gonna go grab some water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. Okay, and. All right. Okay, so let's check the. Has everyone rolled? So we got everyone on here. Oddball, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PCs. We are good to go. So Oddball, you're tied with Dash. Would you make a perception check for me, please? And I'm going to give you a. What are your vision modifications again? You got like thermographic and visual enhancement, right?
Yeah, I have low light, thermographic, vision enhancement 2, and vision magnification.
Okay, so you know what? Like while he's looking through the scope, your cyber eyes are able to like and kind of zoom in. So just give me a perception check.
They kind of bug out a little bit on my face.
Do they? I have a funny Shadowrun story about that I could share with you another time too. Because James used to play a mage who had cybered eyes because he just, for whatever reason, wanted to do that, and he would wear these little like cutout. He cut out like the bottoms of egg cartons and created these like things. So he would wear these things in his eyes. And then there was something that funny that happened at one point where he decided, I can't remember why he decided to go hand to hand with a vampire for some reason. And then he'd blown all his dice for something. So he got shocked by something, and I'm like, well, no, the vampire can attack you fully. And one of it, he went, and one eye just went, and shot out of his face.
So how do I roll perception?
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll perception for me.
Where is it?
Okay.
It'll be under your skills. If it's not listed there, click on show all, and then it'll mean you're untrained in it. It'll be under physical skills.
Okay. Perception. There it is.
Yeah, those eyes were killer. I really wish they'd kept them.
And do I get any bonuses because of all my gear?
Cyber shit? I'll give you 2 from your image enhancement. I'm not sure. We'll look up the rules afterwards, but we'll give them to you.
Yeah. Okay. Boom.
Okay. Yeah, not quite good enough. So what that means is you both, Pash and Dash, you're going to see this, but it's going to be too late. What you see, and everyone's here, right?
Yeah. I'm back.
Yep. What you see is this walks by. Boom.
A death trooper?
Close. It is one of Azatlan's deadly Jaguar troopers.
Mm-hmm.
And he has his sidearm up and he's pointing at someone. And you sort of do a quick calculus and you realize, holy shit, he's aiming at Dash.
He's no good.
Do you guys say anything? You have a moment to shout something out if you like. You see this as well. Both you and Oddball see this from your vantage.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, I'll quickly say on the comp, what did you say they're called? Jaguars?
Jaguar. Yeah, these are serious fucking business. That's heavy armor. That's
Oddball says into the comm, he says, Jaguar!
Okay, so Brent, what I'm not going to let you have a standard defense against this, but what I will let you do is you could do a dodge.
Okay, did my detect enemies didn't work?
Your detect enemies is to a range of 160. This guy's outside that range.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. So let me just quickly look up the range penalty here. Okay, so let me get my dice modifiers in here. -3, and he's firing in burst fire as well too. So you're gonna take -3 to your defense. Okay, so I hit Brent. Now the only downside to this thing here, guys, is it doesn't have, or at least I can't find the other kinds of defenses you can do. So what I'm going to need you, so Brent, you're going to
Can I do a full defense? Or...
Yeah, if you want to do a full defense, right, that's what you can do, which means that it's going to cost you initiative to do that.
Yeah, I believe it cost me 10. Let me just double check here.
Yeah, it is. It's on the cheat sheet.
Oh, is it? Okay. So it's 10 and you're rolling. Okay, so here's one upside, Brent. On the main sheet, there is an option of rolling either standard roll or an edge roll with wounds. You see that?
Okay, hold on. I'm just on the cheat sheet. So standard roll.
See it's on the right side there? If you go to main.
Oh, yeah, okay. So main, it says GM roll, then edge?
No. Down from that, Brent, there's a thing that says standard rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's one without wounds or with rules or with wounds, right?
Right.
You're going to roll a standard roll with wounds and then just enter a number for your dice pool equal to, I think it's what, your gymnastics plus your agility plus intuition. Is that right?
Just give me 1 second. I got to check the full defense. I've never used it before.
Oh, it adds willpower to all defense until the next round.
Adds willpower to all the full defense
That's
action, or
this full defense initiative costs 10, willpower to all defense until next round.
Right, that's not an interrupt though. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is.
That's the interrupt.
Woo. Who's drag racing?
Sorry, some asshole on a motorbike drove us.
Oh, yeah, no worry, Cork. No worries.
You drove through your apartment?
Yeah, okay, so Brent, for 10, you could take add your willpower to all your defenses until the next round. Dodge is 5 initiative to add gymnastics to your defense, but I think I'm going to require the full defense on this one.
Okay, I don't. Gymnastics is only a 2.
Okay, so then what are the other 2?
So the willpower is better than gymnastics, so it would add me 4.
Okay.
So roll with...
Actually, if it's easier, just click on your defense and add a 4 point. Well, okay, hold on. You got -3 because of the burst. Just add 1 to it. Add a +1 to your dice modifier.
Right.
So click on your dodge and add +1. That's probably easiest.
Right. Okay. I'll hold on for 1 second. Okay.
Oh, so close. Shit. All right, Brent, so you still get tagged with 1. So I need you to make a soak roll against 11 damage and it's -2 AP. So it's 11 damage and it's click your soak at -2.
Come on. Sorry.
It's okay. Ooh. So you take 8 points of damage then, Brent, and you're knocked to the ground.
Oh, dear.
All right. So that opens fire. You guys are all now aware that there are guards in here. There are 2 other Aztechnology soldiers with that guy. And then you see something stride forward that is going to chill your blood. And then what that is
Amantis.
Boom.
Rosie O'Donnell. No. Oh.
It's an Aztlan mage.
Ooh.
They are rumored to dabble in the blackest of sorceries and to summon spirits. Aztechnology has popularized sort of the old Aztec religion in Aztlan and effectively driven Catholicism underground. So ritual sacrifice and blood magic and shit like that is fairly well accepted in there. So
also, this guy's into cosplay.
He's super into cosplay. So now we're going to drop into initiative. Brent, I'm just going to take 10 out away from yours, and I'll reset the sending order. All right, so first up is Oddball. And you guys, we said were what? About
200 yards? 300 yards?
I think about 100. I'll say 100 yards away.
Okay.
Okay. So Oddball, you're up first. What would you like to do? You've seen there's 3.
Well, you said we were 33 yards away.
Did I say you were 33? Okay, so you're 33 yards away from these guys.
Okay.
You guys are coming out. One of them has opened fire on Dash and knocked him to the ground. The others have not. They're moving forward in sort of like a loose formation, and then that mage is walking up behind them. So they're. What are you going to do, Oddball?
So when it says my total for my movement, is that in feet?
That's in meters. So yards.
Okay, same thing.
Yeah.
And what does sprinting do? It says +2 per something.
You can sprinting. You also have a run option, and then sprint is even faster. But you have to make a roll to sprint.
Yeah, sprint. You make a roll of I think it's running. It's one of your physical skills, and then you for each success you add that much to your movement.
To your,
oh, I see. For each success, I add +2 to my run.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Oddball says, "Oh shit, cover me," and he starts sprinting towards the camp.
Okay. If just as an FYI, those things are you said 33 yards away. Short range for your grenade launcher is 50.
Right. So I could fire at them.
You got no penalties for firing from here if you want to.
But that would give away Oscara's sniper position. So
It certainly would. Yeah. Well, it likely would.
yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'll sprint towards them.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna take your action to sprint.
Oh, you running?
Yeah. Click on your running. Yes, please.
Running. Boom. One success. So that means I move +2, so that's 6 times 6 is 36. So I can reach the camp with a sprint.
You can reach them if you want. To be honest, like if I mean you yeah, like if you wanted to is sprinting an actual action? Sorry guys, I don't remember.
Yeah, but if you sprint, you get penalties to everything else, more so than running.
Sprinting is a complex action. Sprinting is a complex action, so you can't do anything else this round. So you're racing in there, and you are good to go.
Well, I'll specifically run the speed to like reach the edge of the camp, but not burst into it.
Okay. Next up is Oscar. What are you doing?
Oscar. All right. Well, it's time to lick the thumb and turn the sight one click, and then no aiming. Is that a simple?
Take aim is a simple action that gives you either +1 to your dice pool or +1 to your limit. Remember, your limit is the max number of hits you can get.
Oh, okay. Hits like
Successes. No, max number of successes you can get.
Okay. And what is my limit?
It'll say on your. It's the accuracy of your weapon.
Accuracy weapon. Okay. And then I will shoot.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
You line up, who are you trying to shoot? The mage or the. And Brent, okay, so Brent is probably the one most familiar in this game from that. Brent, who do you think you should shoot first?
Yeah.
The mage. There's a rule in Shadowrun called Geek the Mage because they can do all kinds of weird shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you can see, they've applied the same principle towards us.
To be honest, man, it's because you rolled a lower stealth check.
Oh, okay.
They weren't gunning for you necessarily. You just happened to roll 2, and they rolled 3 on their perception. So, all right. So go ahead. And they're not going to get a defense against you unless they take a -10 to their. No, actually, they're not going to get any defense against you. So whatever you roll is what you get.
Woo. All right. So dice is 10, and then my max is.
You get +2 because you're smart link.
Okay. And then so do I increase? What do you think? Should I increase the die by 1 or increase the limit by 1?
What's the accuracy?
The accuracy is.
It'll be on their weapon.
On the weapon. So that did.
It's the second one over, I think. Second number over.
Equipment.
You have so many fucking guns that you're going to have to scroll probably fairly far up. Sorry.
All right, here we go. So areas along the 7-4 image type. Complex, simple. Wait, where is it?
You see, hold on. Actually, it might be faster for me to look it up in. Because you guys are all playing archetypes.
Max. I see a max, but it doesn't say anything.
You're not looking in the right spot.
No.
Just scanning.
Rounds max. Yeah. DV damage type.
Okay, not the DV. The number of 4 of the DV, I think, is the accuracy.
Back to skills. Are there skills or equipment? Or sorry, main.
Here, I'll just give me a sec here, Steve. I think that it's the Remington sniper rifle, right?
It's the Ares Desert Strike.
Ares Desert Strike. It's a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
According to this.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it from the book.
Okay.
Yeah. Desert Strike. Yeah.
I think it's an accuracy of 7.
So I should add 1 die, you think, or not? Or
well, so that means the max of the dice. How many dice are you rolling?
10, either +1, maybe like a.
Get +1 to the add to the dice pool. I think that's better option.
All right.
This thing's super accurate anyway.
And how do I add 1 to the dice pool?
Oh, it'll give you situational modifiers.
Okay.
And then you add +1.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Ares Desert Strike 1. Submit.
There you go. Blamicus. Okay, so -5 AP. Holy crap. Okay, so the mage does not get a defense, which means it's soaking 19 damage.
Ooh.
At. So let's see if.
Didn't see that one coming. Did you, mage?
Yeah, he's probably saying something really like sinister in Spanish at this point. Yeah. ¿Dónde está biblioteca? Let me see here. I really wish I remembered more of my Spanish, but I really do not. Yo soy un abogado. Okay, so that's 19 points of damage. It has -5 to its soak. Let's see how it does. 3 successes. You want to tell me how its head blows up?
Nice. All right. He doesn't see like just like in boxing when somebody doesn't see something coming, they're just completely in defenseless.
Yeah.
So he's walking, strutting forward, and everybody's in awe of him as he struts forward into square. It starts with his hand, and then his head explodes. Pow!
So Brett, just so you know, this thing had a Force 6 blood spirit tied to it.
Nice, way to go. We don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Although I am sad, I don't get to use my counter spelling at all.
That is amazing. Okay, so good job, Oscar.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is Pash. What are you doing?
So the mage is gone. There's still the.
There's still 3 soldiers. Yeah, 3 Jaguar guards.
You know what?
They hit hard. I'm almost dead.
Yeah. Pash will turn the wasp around, and he'll start picking them off with the machine gun.
Okay. Are you in the wasp right now? You jumped into the wasp?
Yeah, I've jumped into the wasp because I was running recon. Well, not recon, but like I was watching the perimeter with Janet, right? Right.
Okay, so you're into Janet. Okay. trying to remember if there's a penalty for firing against smaller targets, but I'm just going to say it's a -2, which will be offset by your smart link. Okay, so you can just make click on the attack roll with the wasp, and I'll make the. Now it's noisy as shit, so I'm going to assume that these guys do get a chance to have a defense. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
No modifiers?
No modifiers. Ooh, 3. Okay, let's see how they do. They're just doing a normal defense. They're not anything else. I got 5 dodges. So they hear you, coming over the horizon, and they start running out of the way so that when you fire down, it's just chewing up the ground in the camp, and you do not hit them. Okay, so that is Pash. Next up is Vandria. What are you doing?
Okay, so basically my eye drone. Can I operate 2 drones at the same time?
Yep, you can operate. You have 5 in total. You got 4 that are separate, and you got your one eyeball as well.
Right. No, but I mean, can I operate those drones as well as my hologram drone?
Okay, so you can operate all of them simultaneously with them operating on their autopilots.
Okay,
you can jump. You only jump into one at a time, though.
Okay, so I want the eye drones out there searching the complex, maybe building up a 3D scan and showing where
what you're describing for me is what broadly you want to be doing over the next couple of rounds. What I'm interested in is what you're going to do this round.
This round, I'm going to send out my holo drone to the top of one of those buildings.
Okay.
And it's going to look like me with a big ass gun, and it's going to be firing down on those guards. So hopefully they'll have to take cover.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So then that's what will happen. Your simple action is going to be to activate the hover drone. Your other simple action will be to have it fly up there. So next round, you'll be able to activate the holo thing. Not next round, but your next action.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's great. Okay. Next up is the Jaguar guards. So I don't think they see. I don't think they see. What's his name? Vendry. I'm gonna make perception checks for them and see if they spot Oddball. And Oddball, were you trying to hide yourself at all, or were you just trying to run or get out to get in there?
No, I just ran over there. I didn't.
Ran over there. Okay, so I want to see. So let's make regular perception. So here's Senor Uno. Nope. Senor Doso. Yep. And Senor Treso. Nope. Okay, so there are 2 of them who have noticed Vendry. The 2 have noticed Oscar, and then there's 1 that has noticed you as well, Jeff. Well, not you, Jeff. You, Oddball. Okay, so that means 2 are going to open fire on Oscar. But Oscar, you got. I'm going to say that from your sniper's blind, you're going to have some cover, which I think gives a bonus to your. I'm going to say you've got partial cover. I'm going to say you got good cover, so you have +4 to your defense.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one turns and is going to fire on you with a burst fire. Well, I'll just do both attacks. Yeah, they heard the report of the sniper rifle, right? So let me roll that here. Where is it? There we go. So Blamicus, let me see here. They've got smart links, and you are at short range. So there's that. So one got 7 successes, and the other one got 3 successes. So you got 2 defenses. Roll your dodge check, but you get +4 to your dice pool because of the. Hold on, you get +4 from your cover, but it's -3 from the burst, so you get 1.
1 bonus.
So it'll be 1 bonus. Yeah.
All right.
So
that is under.
That'll be under dodge.
Dodge, which is skill.
No. On the main page.
Yeah.
Just scroll down.
Scroll down.
Yeah, it'll be defense.
All right. There you go. Initiative, weapons, movement, defense. There it is. Dodge.
There it is.
Right.
Beauty.
Rock and roll, and add 1.
Add 1, please. Yep.
Right. Boom. What's up? 3.
Nice. So the first one actually the first one rolled 7 successes. So roll for your second one,
all right,
and then I'll do damage.
All right.
No. So just roll your dodge again because there's 2 of them that shot at you.
Okay. And then 1 again.
Yep.
Yes, okay. 3.
Okay, so you managed to completely avoid one of them, but you are hit by a couple stray shots. The net is 14. So I need you to roll a soak with -2.
So -2.
Yeah, because it's AP2.
Blah, 6. Nice.
6. Okay, so you take 8 points of damage.
All right.
Okay. All right, and then there's one left who's going to try and shoot at you, Oddball. He's going to use burst fire as well, so it'll be -3 to your what do you call it? -3 to your defense. I got 7 successes again. So here's what you can do if you want to try and boost your defenses. You can do that full defense. Like it'll cost you some of your initiative, but it will give you a boost to either like your willpower gets added or your.
You could do a regular dodge, and it's only -5 to initiative.
Yeah, but I don't think his gymnastics is all that good though.
Okay.
I don't have any. But what about a block?
Block is for melee.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. What do you have for your? What's your willpower? And it's only 3. So I don't know. What do you think? Is now when I should
wasting a whole turn to try and dodge? Because it'll just mean they'll get to fire at me again before I can do anything.
No. You will still get an action. What it means is it just shortens. Like what happens is as we go through a round, once we get to the end of it, like every time someone takes an action, I subtract 10 from their action. When it gets to the end, then we go to the top again and go through again. So what it would mean is just that your initiative would be, instead of a 16, you'd be a 6. You'd still have an action on a 6, but then once that action is taken, you'd have no more afterwards.
Right, but I'm saying they have 2 actions left.
Unless they're chewed up otherwise, then they do.
Right, so I might as well just try and dodge.
Okay, so go ahead and make your roll.
-3?
Yeah. So I wish I'd given I should have said what the rules for edge were earlier.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so that's not great. So I need you to make a soak check with -2.
Oh, and just so you guys know, for every 3 points of damage you take, you have a wound penalty of -1 to all die rolls.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
So I got the.
It automatically calculates it in the sheet. Okay, so shit. That means you take 10 points of damage, Jeff.
That might put him under.
Put that in physical, right?
Yes, in physical. Ooh, we still got 2 left. Fuck. That was so. He's just like firing into you as you're running in. I'm guessing. All right, so that's it for the Jaguar guards. Oh, neat. Okay, so then top of the round again. Dash. So what the fuck just happened to you?
Dash got tagged. He knows he's in a bad spot. So what he's going to do is he's going to drop his detect enemies because that's really not necessary anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm by a building. Can I use the building or get into building or do something to give myself cover from the attacks?
Absolutely. I'll say, Brent, that if you're going to spend your round doing like scrambling on your belly there, you can get behind full cover, so they won't have line of sight to you.
Okay, cool. I will do that for. Oh, cool. So I'm down to. Okay, so I'll do that for my next action, and I can still cast a spell this turn. Awesome.
Okay, so there we go. Next up is Oddball. What are you doing?
Okay, so in this game, if I'm prone, it doesn't give me any defense against their shooting.
Being prone, I don't think so. Hold on.
I think it does actually.
Does it?
Hold on. Where is
it says defensive modifiers prone -2.
-2.
Which would mean it's easier for them to shoot me?
Yeah, because you're not moving anywhere. Or it's harder to get yourself out of the way of their shot, I guess.
All right, so I guess I'll fire my grenade launcher at them.
Okay, you're again just as a force. I mean, your grenade launcher does 16 points of damage, which is crazy big. Your sword does 14.
And you're really close. You could, if you charge them, you could add +2 to your attack with your sword too.
Right, but there's 3 of them.
Only 2 of which are, so only 1 of which is actually aware of you. The other 2 they didn't spot you.
And they would have a hard time. And there's a penalty if they're shooting into melee, they would be penalized from that as well, I believe.
Right, but if any single thing hits me, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so you try and blow them up.
Yeah, I think it's my best chance.
Okay, make a shot.
Jeff, the other thing you might want to do is take cover. That would help you to make it way harder for you to be hit.
Yeah, but can't they do that after I shoot?
You can, yeah. It's a simple action.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll shoot first.
Okay, so go ahead and make an attack. I'll queue up their dodge here.
Do I take any penalties or anything?
It'll
Plus
calculate
1 on my special eye gun connection thing, right?
+2 for your smart link, yeah.
Or +2, sorry. All right. Oh.
Okay, 3. So let's see how their dodge goes. Oh, they got 3. But here's what I'm going to rule, though, is I'm going to use basically. This isn't how Jeff, roll me 1d6. This isn't how it works in the actual. But I just want to roll scatter for this. It's going to land fairly close. 5. Okay. So. Oh boy.
Right, because it is a grenade.
It's a grenade, so it's going to go up. I'm just curious as to how far away. Because they only barely beat you. You know, I'm sick of looking it up. I'm just going to say it's about 1. Wherever it lands about 1 meter away from them, which means your damage rating is. He's still going to take a 15 hit. What's the AP of that again? -2. So also, it's each of the Azatlan soldiers takes a 15 point hit, and let's see how badly they're fucked up. -2. Ugh. So 1 just took 11, which is enough to kill him. 1, let's see here, soak. -2. 1 just took enough to effectively cripple him. It took 9. And then the final one took 10, which is enough to kill him. So there is one of them that is sort of like you're hit by these things, and as you're sort of staggering forward, you get one shot off, hits right in the middle, and there's sort of that like movie explosion in the middle, and they all go flying out. And there's only one of them that sort of still staggers to his feet, but his armor's torn. You can see there's blood stains everywhere. He looks like he's really, really fucked up. You still have another simple action. What would you like to do?
Yeah, take cover.
Take cover because you duck behind maybe a piece of machinery. So you got. I'm going to say you got good cover now. Next up is Oscar. What are you doing?
Oscar. Well, he's got a sniper rifle ready to go, so he's going to aim.
Yep.
And then see if it can go for. So which one was shooting at me? Is there one left that was shooting at?
There's still one left. Well, yeah, one of the ones that was shooting at you is staggering to the feet. Like I said, the grenade hit, it blew everyone up, and then there's still one that's sort of like struggling to his feet.
Let's just take care of that business. All right. Wrap things up here. We got to go home. All right. And here's my stuff. Here it is. Do I get a bonus?
2 from your smart link. 2. And then it'll automatically calculate your things. Still 5 successes. Wow. So his defense is -2 because he's prone. So let's see how he does. -2. He got 5 successes. So he sort of sees the glint of your thing, and you roll to the side.
He's watching me.
Yeah, it hits the ground and leaves this like massive furrow.
He's no new jack
in the ground.
Right.
Not his first time. You still have one more shot to try and take him down, though. Pash, what are you doing? wasp or the Janet is hovering around overhead.
Are there any of them left?
Yeah, there's one on the ground who's just got blown up by Oddball.
Mobile?
He's struggling to get to his feet.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, we'll take another shot at them.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. It's a thing I said, no modifiers. And I'll make the defense roll for him at -2 because he's prone. 5 successes. See how he does. 3, he's hit. So let's see here. That is 12 points of damage with a -3 AP. I'm not sure I need to roll this. But let's do it for fun. His armor valiantly defends somewhat, but you basically leave a bloodied, chewed up mess of ceramic armor and dead Aztec warrior. So, what do you guys do?
Is there anyone left? Have we seen any signs of our rebel forces or whatever here?
No, when you did there was no sign of life in there whatsoever. I'll just sort of fast forward through this thing because there's first off, you got two team members who are pretty fucked up right now. You got Dashel and you've got Oddball. You search this.
I have a med kit. Can I use that?
Yeah. Med kit is first aid. So let me check here. I think it's that you roll first aid.
I have a med kit rating 6.
Right. So you want to you add its rating, I believe, to your roll, but the first 2 or 3 successes don't count. It's every one after the you heal 1 box, I think, for each success after the first 2 or 3. I can't remember offhand.
It's a 2. So
okay.
I've got it open right now. Brent, would you actually everyone check their sheets. See who's got the highest first aid training, because that's the person you're going to want to make those rolls.
And I've also got magical healing, but the way it works in this game, first aid after you have to do first aid first and then magic. First aid doesn't work after magic.
I don't have first aid on here. Can I use gunnery?
No. If you're putting him down, then yes, but no.
I'll assess his wounds first.
Okay. Anyone got...
what the hell's first aid? Oh, there it is.
Scientific skills.
Yeah, no, I'm not trained in it at all.
I have a 1.
Okay. So effectively, it would be a 1 plus 7. Plus 6. So it'd be 7 for you then, Jeff. Go ahead. And
one is better than a 1?
Well, does anyone have a better than a 1?
Nope.
No.
Wow.
We're not good at healing damage. We're better at doing the other thing.
Hold on. Oscar, Steve was in the washroom. Let me see if Oscar's got first aid.
First aid. He
does. We got a 1.
I got a 1.
So
he's got a 4.
But he's got a 4 in it, so he'd be rolling 10 dice for the roll. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I have a 1 as well.
No, but you'd add your logic to it. So what's the dice roll you would be rolling on the right side?
Wait, what? I have a logic of 2.
Never mind. So yeah, Oscar's the guy you want to do your first aid. So Oscar, make a first aid check with and adds a plus 6 dice modifier.
Wow.
And then make a second one for me, please.
All right.
So this will be for Oddball. You recover 2 damage.
Nice.
Or yeah, so Oddball, you recover 2 and then roll again for
4 again. There you go.
Oh, 4 again. Okay, and then Brent, you recover 2.
Okay.
Do I do it for myself?
Doesn't do much.
Oh yeah, you were injured too. Shit. Yeah, go ahead and make your roll.
Boo. I hope so. All right, let's do this. Come on, baby. Come on, son. 4 again.
So you recover 2.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so then I'll try a healing spell on myself.
Okay.
And then after I use it on me, then I'll try it on the other guys.
That's the heroic way to do it.
Well, no, it's a technical way to do it.
Because
the more moves I have, the more penalties I have. So if I cast it on you guys before myself, the results will be worse.
Yep. So go ahead and make a check.
All right.
It'd be great if he passes out from this from drink. All right, guys, I'm going to use my powerful magics to heal you.
All right, so situation 6.
Nice. Good resist. All right, 3 successes, Brent. Now, I don't apply a penalty equal to your wound modifier penalty, though.
It should have. It did say it's got a wound modifier of 3 up.
Into the like that's for you, but isn't there also a modifier for the how bad the wound is?
I don't think for healing spells. I think just for regular healing.
I might be thinking of an earlier edition. So no, okay, great. So you've healed yourself of 3 more wounds, Brent.
All right, and I took drain resist. No drain, yay.
Drain. Who's up next? Oscar and Oddball are still hurt.
You know what? Hang on. I'm going to try healing myself one more. Cast the spell one more time on myself. I can get reduce that.
Can you do that, Brent?
Oh, no, right. You're right. 1 per person.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay, who's up next?
Who wants to go next? Oddball or Oscar?
It doesn't matter. Sure. You can do
Oddball's up next.
Okay.
Again, 3. Nice. So you heal 3 more, Oddball.
Boom.
Okay.
There's a chance that I wouldn't die from 1 hit.
Shadowrun's a very deadly game.
Like I said,
cover is a good thing.
Yeah, you got to use cover. You got to, guns are no fucking joke in this.
Although this combat was a bit more lethal.
Oh, the magic does nothing for you. 0 successes.
No.
Probably because you were way too far away in your sniper nest.
That sucks. I rolled really bad on that one.
Yeah, but you did no drain at least. So unfortunately, no further relief for Oscar. Okay, so Brent, did you want to make an assensing roll for that weird aura that you saw?
Yes.
Okay, so you stagger yourself to your feet, shake your head, and let's see how you do in your assensing. Go ahead. She's so comfortable. Okay.
2 successes.
Right, as your senses drift into the astral plane again, the rest of you guys search this village. What you see is that this was clearly some people were living here at one point, and there was, you see maybe a couple like little hollow images of loved ones and stuff like that. You search Alejandro's quarters, and it doesn't look like he's packed up and left. There's no signs of violence here. There's no bodies or anything like that. They just seem to have just gone. There's still lots of supplies here and shit like that. So it's not like they picked up supplies and retreated into the jungle or something like that. They're just not here any longer. Brent, what you sense, that weird aura that you were picking up, it's the lasting sort of or residual effect of some kind of spell or some kind of magic. Yeah, I don't think you recognize the aura. You actually only got 2 successes. But what you hear, sort of, and you don't actually hear it, but it's sort of like heard through your astral senses, Brent.
Okay.
Is a sort of like a buzzing sound. Like as if something's kind of buzzing in your ear.
Astral buzzing.
Can I make a
Brent,
magical theory check?
Yes, please do. Yeah, go ahead.
And you didn't assign knowledge skills.
No one's got any knowledge skills for the characters because it was a one-shot. Brent, why don't you roll just roll your logic with a modifier of 4.
Okay. All right.
You found it?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Do you remember something from a couple of years ago? There's that news story with that weird cult, the Universal Brotherhood.
Yeah, I vaguely start remembering that.
You remember hearing that there was the astral signature that was left behind by those things seemed to have be interpreted by like the human brain as a sort of insectoid sound. So what this may be is the buzzing of some kind of insect in your ear is how your senses are interpreting that that aura. And at that, Brent, I think I'm going to make you make a perception roll for me, please, too.
All right.
Okay. Guys, where is everyone else at this point?
I think Pash has jumped into the drone.
Okay.
To get basically he'll have Janet keep maintaining the perimeter.
Yep.
And sensing, but he's functionally jumped into the drone,
sure,
so that he can get kind of closer to where the guys are and be a bit more ground level.
Dave, go ahead and click on the sensors check on the drone for me. It should just roll your perception automatically.
Okay. Which one's the
sensors? It's down near the. Let me see if I can see. Point it up for you. Hold up. It is. Shift, soak, evasion, maneuver.
Other?
Sneaking. What is other? Any other vehicle test. Scratch that. Just go up to your what do you call it? Go to your main sheet or your skills check sheet and just roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
Vendry, Oddball, and Oscar, where are you guys at this point?
I'm just hanging out outside.
Court, give me a perception check as well. And where are you?
It's a perception check.
No, where are you? That was what I'm asking.
Oh, I guess I'm I'm getting up and moving back in carefully.
Well, I'm just like a bit of time has passed at this point, so like, I remember like there were spells cast on you. So
right. Okay, so I'm back with the group then. Okay, well, I guess maybe I'll keep my sniper rifle and maybe sort of try to take cover again somewhere to hide.
Trying to like just walk you. Okay, sure, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, yeah, make a perception. Vendry, awesome. Because I think Vendry may be the one who's going to see this final thing.
All right. Yeah, I'll stay low because I figured there's something else. Just a straight up.
Yeah, straight up perception, please. Okay, and Oddball, where are you?
Probably wherever the majority of the people are.
Okay. Yeah, give me a perception check. Let's see if you're going to see anything as well.
Probably not. I'm terrible at it.
Get a 2 modifier to it as well because you're weatherized. This is a sight thing. 0. Okay. All right.
That's a good DM chat.
So that would be Vendry who got the highest. So Vendry, you're sort of hanging out near the edge. Do you have drones dispersed at all, or are you?
I'm just hanging out. I don't have my drones dispersed.
Hanging out. Okay. So you hear from about yeah. I'm picturing you guys sort of if this is the camp, you're sort of all collected in this like main area here where I'm pinging. And Dash looks like he's sort of spaced out and studying the the surrounding area. And Vendry, you hear this low kind of, it's a bit of a growl, I suppose. Or you, no, I think what you hear is a twig, a branch kind of breaking, and you turn in time to see this looking at you.
A jaguar?
Jaguar. The thing is, as this thing looks, you see its eyes kind of go like flicks sideways to close. And as it moves, you can see that there's actually patches from its fur that are missing where there's this chitinous kind of material in it, as if like an insect's shell is sort of growing its way through this through this thing's fur, like from inside its flesh. And it sees that, it realizes that, you just spotted it. And it's sort of, the tooth snarls up, or tooth pulls back and snarls. And you see that its whiskers are all, like they're dirty and they look thicker and wiry. And this thing brings its whole body down low and launches itself up into a pounce. And that is where we will end the session.
Cool.
So we'll see what happens at some point. So for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for this diversion from our usual campaign and chance for Brent to stretch his legs in a Shadowrun setting and get shot as well. So hope you enjoyed us. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.